They turn me up a little, yeah.
Hey, let me get a little more of that.
They know who we at,
What
man.
it
Yeah.
do, man? You know what I'm saying?
Just stay
Time
entertained.
about here, baby.
Yeah. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. Hey, we stay entertaining. Now go and check the ratings. We got them up through the ceiling like elevators. House of X in the building, go going crazy. This shit was made for television. Pass the remote, baby. Now go and subscribe, comment, go live. Tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in, cause we at it again. It's all entertainment, cause we stay entertaining. Yeah, stay entertaining. Yeah, hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah, now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining. Yeah, hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah, now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up, baby. Oh yeah, man.
What it do,
Yeah.
man? You know what I'm saying?
Just stay
Time
entertained.
about here, baby.
Yeah. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. Hey, we stay entertaining. Now go and check the ratings. We got them up through the ceiling like elevators. House of X in the building, go going crazy. This shit was made for television. Pass the remote, baby. Now go and subscribe, comment, go live. Tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in, cause we at it again. It's all entertainment, cause we stay entertaining. Yeah, stay entertaining. Yeah, tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in. They turn me up a little, yeah.
Hey, let me get a little more of that.
They know who we at, man.
What it do,
Yeah.
man? You know what I'm saying?
Just stay
Time
entertained.
about here, baby.
Yeah. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining, yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining, yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. Hey, we stay entertaining. Now go and check the ratings. We got them up through the ceiling like elevators. House of X in the building, go going crazy. This shit was made for television. Pass the remote, baby. Now go and subscribe, comment, go live. Tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in, cause we at it again. It's all entertainment, cause we stay entertaining. Yeah, stay entertaining. Yeah, hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah, now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining. Yeah, hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah, now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up, baby. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Just stay entertained. Yeah. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining. go and check the ratings. We got them up through the ceiling like elevators. House of X in the building, so going crazy. This shit was made for television. Pass the remote, baby. Now go and subscribe, comment, go live. Tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in, cause we at it again. It's all entertainment, cause we stay entertaining. Yeah, stay entertaining. Yeah, tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Make sure you tap in.
So you got it.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Ben with the king.
Yes, welcome to the exclusive show, guys.
Okay, is you keeping it exclusive or no?
Yes, welcome in, welcome in. Who do we got in the building? Hello, love to travel with waves.
Okay, you got the waves.
Oh, no. Welcome in, welcome in. We got Be The Difference clothing in the building.
Hey, make sure to be a difference in your community.
Yes, we got Jeffrey's Angel.
Hey, is you an angel?
Oh, no.
All right now.
We got Keep It Up with the Griffins.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, family. How are you?
Y'all need to go to their channel. They got some Butterfingers. Honey.
Yes.
They making Butterfingers. I love it, honey. I love
We
it.
got it's your boy Leo in the building.
Shout out to Leo. He's so incredible. He just made 2K and his birthday's coming up. Isn't that sick, honey?
Yes. We got It's Me Wonston in the building.
Oh, not Wonston's here. Hey, Wonston, how you doing?
Yes. We got Trap Vision 3D.
Okay, we ain't got no watches. But
Yes.
hey, you know.
We got the Emery Family Entertaining 7.
Ooh, they said 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Child.
Welcome in. We got Keep It Up with Queen Eva.
All right, for keeping it up.
Welcome in. All right, who else we got in the building? We got Mr. MLW Fishing Man. Hey. Welcome in. We got It's the Love and Live Show. Let me tell you how you feel, the Love and Live Show.
That is not how the song goes, girl.
Well, you go ahead.
It's the Love and Live Show. The truth, the real, no matter how
how
you feel. Hey.
We got Bernice in the building.
Woo, woo, Mr. YT cheerleader.
Hey, what's
Okay,
up?
she said she is the diva of dialogue.
Yes. We got Linux Lights. Welcome in. We got Carolina Diamond Production.
Okay, is you a production
or
or
no?
no?
Welcome in. We got your boy Leo again in the building.
Yes, March 19th, be there or
Yes.
be square.
We got Antoinette and Fun. Hey.
Is you having fun or no?
Welcome in. We got Queen. Oh, Jesus, have mercy, Lord. Welcome in. How are you doing?
Hey!
Welcome in.
Now we up here getting tongue twisted.
Hey, we got the Humes Empire in the building.
Okay, is you down with the Empire
Oh,
or no?
All right. Okay. We got the Bright family in the building.
Hey!
Welcome in. All right. Going down. Hey, we got Uniquely Lavish.
Hey, friend, how are
friend.
you?
Welcome in. We got Evolving with Etta.
Okay, if we involving or no?
Hey, welcome in. We got Natural Lauricia.
Hey, Natural.
How you doing? It's a full house tonight, child.
Ooh, that's because we got a good guest.
Hey,
honey.
we got the honorable.
We got an expensive guest on the show
Girl,
tonight.
listen. We got the honorable Angelina Nordstrom in the building.
All right, hey, Miss Honorable.
Welcome in. We got Miss V in the building.
Hey, Miss V.
Welcome in. I'm coming down, child. There's a lot of people. We got that boy Ro in the building.
Hey, congratulations on your monetization.
Yes, he got monetized, y'all. Make sure y'all say congratulations.
Yes, go over there and give him some coins.
Did I miss somebody?
I
did.
have no idea because that's a lot of people.
Yes, I'm coming down. We got Brown Girl Bella in the building. Hey, our board member is here. She's reporting for duty, honey. Yes. Welcome in. We got Madam Soul Food in the building.
I love soul food.
Hey, welcome in.
Is that everybody?
I think so.
If there's anybody we missed, please let us know.
Yeah, I think that's
Put
everybody.
a 1 in the chat.
That's everybody. Shout out to all you amazing folks. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the mods in the building.
All the content creators in here.
Yes, shout out to all you guys.
Shout out to all the non-content creators in here. Shout out to everybody.
Yes.
You are beautiful and you are alive. Shout out to you.
Make sure you guys share. House of X, Leo, are you ready for your birthday or not? Girl, Bella, I got to call you, honey. He is driving me up the wall.
Driving you up the wall.
You want to know what I'm doing?
We ain't got no chips in here. Watson done ate the last gum. I'm running on no sugar whatsoever. So no, I am not ready. But don't you worry, I will be ready when it gets here.
Hey, Seth DIY Queen, why don't you tell the audience how you asked me, did I buy your birthday cake?
That is not what I said.
Yes.
Oh, okay, wait, I did say that.
Yes, you did.
Well, let me tell you what. Watson goes to the mailbox every day, and I'm thinking there's nice gifts in there, and he done came up here 3 times, and ain't no gifts. And we are running out of time. 7 days left, Mary.
Listen.
Is you a friend or not?
Your birthday is good.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
we
18,
need
19,
you to turn up for your birthday. Yes, Seth DIY. Hey,
oh, you ain't got to worry. I know how to turn on the personality.
Welcome in, boo. Welcome in. Yes, welcome in, everybody. We're gonna bring up our guest in a moment.
And then we had to do this channel, so I don't even get to work on my channel. I'm like itching, honey, at getting to the controller, child. I got to play me a video game or something.
Y'all look nice. Y'all rocking the great. Thank you.
You know, the last couple of interviews, Watson has chosen what we're wearing.
Thank you so much.
So thank you, because somebody said we look nice yesterday too. Like we had on he likes to do this matching tie thing. Is that like a trend that I don't know about?
Not a trend.
I be trying to look the opposite of him, and he just be like, "Here, put this on." I'm like, "All right."
Shared out the video. Thank you so much.
Wait, what video? This is a live. This ain't a video.
My birthday is April 4th. I will be 36. Ooh, 36 is a good number.
She said April 4th?
Yes, April 4th.
Okay.
Oh,
we got a couple of birthdays after mine coming up.
Yes. All right. Shout out to you guys. Well, are you ready to bring up our guest?
Is the guest ready to be brought up?
Is our guest ready to come up? All right, our guest is ready, y'all. So, presenting to some, and for those that may not know him, he is Mr. Tell the Truth. He is also a knowledgeable content creator right here in the YouTube land, guys. He has a plethora of channels we bring to you on the XCLUSIVE show tonight. Mr. Information Show, guys.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I was definitely ready to come on. I just had a couple of things I had to do. I was here, and so I'm here. I wasn't going to let you guys down at all. So I appreciate you inviting me to be a part of this discussion, this interview. I feel honored.
Thank you so much for being here. Well, are you ready? Relax. Don't be nervous. You know, you are in the red seat tonight.
Red seat?
Yeah.
When did we name it the red seat?
Well, the X seat.
Thank you.
Yes, you are in the X seat tonight. So,
shout out to everybody that's coming in. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe Leo has the first question.
Ooh, now I got the first question.
Yes. Welcome in, DOD. How are you?
Shout out to Elijah Ninja. Hey.
Welcome in, Elijah.
DOD, everybody out there. I really appreciate seeing everybody in the chat room.
Shout out to Ray of
Sunshine. Welcome in. All right.
Okay. So the first question is, were you concerned about doing a channel about politics?
Well, how can I say this? I wasn't really worried about it because I'm sort of a political, I don't want to say political person. I've always been a person that likes to think critically and like to examine what's happening in the world. So when I first started doing this, I used to do some internet radio. There was a few shows that I used to call in, and a good friend of mine by the name of Lion's Den, if he's out there listening, we used to be frequent callers on a couple of internet radio shows where we talked about political and social issues, cultural issues. And that's sort of like where I got my feet a little wet. And so I wasn't concerned about it, but I recognized that it wasn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. And you do sort of shorten the type of audience that you can build because there's only so many people that are going to have appetite for the sort of content that I do. And there's those that like it, and then there's those that are kind of like, eh. So, but I didn't care about that. I really cared about having a voice, and that mission was to speak the truth about, as I seen it, as I experienced it, what was happening in this society, because the news, they do not report and express what happens in some of our communities in the way that we can from our perspective. And that was really one of the reasons, amongst many others, reason why I got into YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. In your opinion, and your thoughts, tell us a little bit about it. You covered a story about the Tasha K and Cardi B story. Give us your thoughts and your opinion about that story and how you feel about it.
The bottom line, you can't embellish and make up stuff about very well-known people if you don't have, if it's not based in journalism or based in facts. When you start to embellish, you open up the door and the risk of being sued, just in the case of what happened to Tasha K. And when I did that video and I did the interview, because I wanted to bring on a lawyer, okay, someone that could give us some grounding in the law, is that if that could happen to Tasha K, and she's a huge YouTuber, very well known, has a huge channel, if that could happen to her, it can happen to any of us. And my question in doing that video was asking, is that a prelude for the rest of us to take heed that we could be sued by any of these celebrities, well-known people, who may not agree with our point of view, especially if we're saying things that are not based in truth. And if you did follow that case, Tasha K, for those that are Tasha K fans out here, I'm not bashing her, it was in the court transcripts that she did admit that she embellished or did not tell the truth. And therefore, it opens the door to all of us to be scrutinized, whether you have a small channel, big channel, what have you. So what it tells me, it reminds me, is that if I'm going to cover stories that relates that's about celebrities, I better make sure that what I'm saying is based in some truth, based on what journalism. So if you talk about, for example, I did stories about Polite and things that are going on in that case with him where he was being accused of doing something to an underage, and I'm not going to use certain words because it's not good for your channel. I was able to talk about that case and many other people on YouTube because if it's reported in the news and it's a legal case based on the evidence that we're talking about that's already been put out there by the news, and we add to what we know, then that individual cannot sue you because one, they're a public figure. So if I say, so for example, if I do a video, and I did that on that video where I talked about Cardi B saying how she sort of put pills in the drinks of men when they went back to her hotel room. When I said that, I have no fear of being sued. You know why? It's a fact. She said it out of her own mouth. It's on video. The news crews picked up on that and they played her audio. So me playing that audio and talking about that can't be sued. Now, if I make up something else and embellish that story and create something from it that's not facts and is fiction, now she can sue me, you see, or anybody.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Next question is, you have a video about Kanye West lost his mind. Do you feel the same way about Kanye, and how can we help as a community?
I cannot. I'm kind of indifferent about Kanye West right now because of the fact that as a father myself, I can relate to his plight in terms of the things that he does not want his kids engaged in. From what I understand, I'm not making this up, he wasn't happy about Kim Kardashian exposing his kids to, or one of his daughters, to Instagram. He felt she's too young. We don't want her being, I don't want her being exposed. And as a father, if my child has a birthday party, I want to know where the party is and I want to be invited. Because the last time I checked, there's been no court injunction against Kanye West that says he must stay away from his children. So I can dig and understand that part of it. I can understand his concern about Peter Davis being around his kids and what have you. If that's how he feels about it, I can understand that. But the problem with Kanye West is that on the one hand, he does things that you say, hey, that makes sense. And then he starts doing bizarre stuff. And I'm going to go a little deeper here. And you probably have already heard this. He's a grown man, so there's really no excuses, but I think this is very important to say. The relationship that young men have to their mothers is completely different than any relationship, because mothers see boys as the most stable men in their life out of their men that they've been with, whether it's been in marriage or a relationship. Kanye West had a very close and powerful relationship with his mother. The relationship with his father was not as close. He tells you everything in his first album, The College Dropout, which I believe still to this day is his best album, because he spoke so much truth in that. And so I believe that when his mother passed away,
he lost his mind.
That's when and when I say he lost his mind, I don't mean to make light of it, because psychologically I think he was damaged by that. You didn't see, ask anybody in the chat room, let me know this, if it's true or not. Do you remember Kanye West acting off the rail when his mother was alive? You didn't see him getting up on music shows, taking trophies out of the hands of other artists and all this, and jumping on tables at the Apple store and all that. Now, of course, he's an artist, so he's doing some stuff to promote his new album. So whenever he's got a new album coming out, he does start to act kind of weird because it's promotions. But his mother, and if you haven't had a chance to look at the Netflix special that's on Netflix about Kanye West, it tells you all you need to know. He was very close with his mother, and I think that really took him over the top. Yeah. When one of his concerts prior to his mother passing away, he had a concert. This is where it all kind of started to fall apart for Kanye. He had a concert in Sacramento, California. He had this stage where he lifted up above people, so he's got that narcissistic behavior going on. He went up on that stage, came out and didn't sing any songs and walked off. And people left the stadium very, very angry. And that was one of the beginnings of him falling apart. And then remember, he had a drinking problem. All these things could be related. Now, this is why I think he could he's had these behaviors. I believe professionally, because I work in mental health, that Kanye West has some guilt about his mother. Why? Remember, his mother wanted to get an enhancement to her breasts.
Yeah.
And she went to different doctors who basically said, no, because of your age, it's too risky. Yeah. And then that doctor that she went to, that I think what he did was unethical, he got sued, he got investigated. And Kanye West, Kanye West fronted his mother the money for the surgery. See, people have forgotten about that little part. I want to stop right there, but I think the combination of losing his mother and then some guilt, because it's like, wow, if I didn't have this money, my mother might not have been able to do the surgery, and bam, voila. Because other doctors refused her, but the one doctor who was thirsty for the money, he took it and gave her a risky surgery. And I think Kanye West, in my opinion, as a son, I think he may have had some guilt and some feelings about that. How can you not?
Yeah. So do you think he feels like he killed his own mother?
Ooh, I don't see. I don't want to act like I'm in his mind, because I'm not. All I can say, based on my experience in mental health, is that when people are grieving from a loss of a family member, everybody grieves differently, fellas. Some people use drugs. Some people engage in sex, right? Some people do reckless things. I'm saying I believe that Kanye West has been grieving for a long time, and may or may not have gotten professional help. Now, maybe he has. Remember, at one point in time, I forgot this part. When he had his concert in Sacramento, when he walked off the stage, right after that, gentlemen, he was hospitalized, remember?
Yeah.
And then the media was saying, what's going on with Kanye West? And he was on pills. And then there were some people that thought maybe it was a publicity stunt. Kanye wasn't on pills. He was just doing that to get out of his contract. He had a heavy contract where if he has a concert date and he doesn't deliver, so maybe people were saying that maybe he faked his condition to get out of the legal financial obligation of his contract when he stepped off those stages on those concerts. I personally believe that he was on something. You know why? Because remember, after he came out of treatment, He went on TMZ and just went wild on TMZ, and he started talking about the pills, how they're prescribing the pills and giving pills to me, but they're not really talking to me. I think Kanye West was dropping some gems there about, because I've seen it for myself where guys will come to the doctor and they'll say, "You want to give me pills when I need more than just you giving me pills." And Kanye West talked about that, how the system wants to give you pills to kind of mess with your mind. Stop right there. So it's a lot to unpack with Kanye West from a psychological level.
We have a question from the audience from DOD. Info, you are one of my favorite YouTubers. What brought you to YouTube?
Well, it's kind of part of what I had said in the beginning. In all respect to DOD for the question, I was on YouTube for a number of years, but I was not a content creator. I was watching other people. I was involved in online radio and blog talk radio and all of that with my man Lions Den. Lions Den is a guy from Washington, D.C. He doesn't live in D.C. now, but me and him kind of came together because of internet radio, our exposure to that, and we decided to come together and create a show. So we had a show on Blog Talk Radio for a short period of time, and then we decided to do different projects. And then at that point, I said, I want to do YouTube because I want to have a voice and I want to be able to talk about stuff in a way that you don't hear in mainstream media. And we were shooting a lot of issues on Blog Talk Media, and I came to YouTube. When I got on YouTube, I'll be honest with you, my channel, I believe my channel right now, my first channel, it could be way more advanced than where it is now if it had not been for some of the mistakes that I made in the beginning. I was completely wet to YouTube, green in behind the ears. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I kind of learned everything along the way. I wish I would have known what I know now, because I would have not made a lot of mistakes that could have actually benefited my channel in the long run. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I was experimenting with all kind of stuff, trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do. Some of my earlier videos, I had to delete them. I was embarrassed by some of the stuff.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So what are your thoughts and opinions on the Travis Scott concert gone wrong?
Well, one, whether you believe this or not, whether people believe in this monster that's been affecting us the last 3 years, I'm not going to use certain words on your channel. I first said to myself, why are those people out there at a time when we've got this monster running around? Nobody's got a mask on. Everyone is in close quarters to each other. What is that about? So that to me did not seem right. Then finding out that they had people bulldozing into the concert, even in the early part of the day. They could have, what I'm about to say to you all, they could have gotten this under control before it got out of control that night, because people were already out of control coming in during the day when visibility was better. Matter of fact, the local, I think it was in Houston, the local Houston police, sheriff's department, they were concerned. They were getting in contact with the people that ran this concert. They were trying to make contact with Travis, all these folks that were involved, about their concerns, because the year before this, see, they didn't talk about this much. They were already having some problems the year before this happened.
Wow.
So, and I'm going to say this. I'm not going to be silly and think that Travis Scott could control everybody in the audience. He can't control every person in the audience. However, I think when something is going on, I think everything's got to stop. Music's got to stop. You got to stop rapping, singing. Every goddamn thing's got to stop. And this is where they also failed, gentlemen. Most of the security that was there were not professional security.
Wow.
They hired people for the day. It was basically like day labor. They went out there and promoted, hey, you want to do security? And it was also reported that a lot of the security guards were spending more time watching the concert than watching the audience. So everything from the logistics went bad. Everything from the orchestration of stopping something before it started to get out of control, because this concert was getting out of control, gentlemen, during the early part of the day.
Angelina Notion says she just subscribed to you.
Thank you
for this interview.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah.
So this is how it works. When I had the Empowered Esquire on, the lawyer sister, and peace to her out there, she said that technically the company that runs the concert, they are liable. But guess what, gentlemen? If everybody's forgotten this, Travis Scott was one of the promoters of the concert in partnership with the company. So therefore, he could be held liable because of his association with the actual entertainment company.
Wow.
Because this is a festival that he's been putting on for a couple of years now. So this is where Travis Scott, unfortunately for him, may possibly have liability depending on how much of his name and his promotions was on this concert as well.
We have a question from the audience.
Yes. From Ray of Sunshine on question, how did you get to be broadcast on Roku, and how can you analyze if there's any viewership there?
Okay. I'm glad you asked that question. That question is really for I'm launching content on the new channel on Monday. That question is really the things I'm going to tell you on that channel, but I'll give you a little sneak preview. One, I got on Roku because this is why it's good to expand yourself into different types of social media. I have a podcast called informationmanspeakspodcast. Okay. Now that you are aware of the YouTube version, but I have the version that is on all the different traditional podcast platforms, such as iHeart Radio podcasts, and you got Google podcasts and all these different type podcasting platforms, right? And I haven't loaded any new content over there in a little while, and I need to load something new on that particular channel. But how I got hooked up with Roku is because of this. There's a brother that I know by the name of Ben. He's a podcaster. He does sports. So he has the BS3 network. And this is why it's great to put yourself on different social medias, because you can network with people in different areas of social media. So we developed a relationship. He knew me from podcasting over there. And I knew that he had this network that he was building over a period of time. And then he broadcasts into Facebook quite a bit. So I was on Facebook one night, and he said he was talking to me while he was doing a live show with a couple of his other guests or his other broadcasters. And he was saying, well, you know what? Info has a really good show on YouTube. And they were saying, well, why isn't he not on the damn network, man? Why? So from there, because of the relationship that I had already had with him, he brought me on board to that particular network. And I was very happy about being a part of that, because what that does is that gives my show more exposure even outside of YouTube for people who like watching just Roku. Now, in terms of knowing how many people are watching your show, this is the area that I most want to go into in the other channel, folks. But I'm going to give you a tip right now. If you go into your YouTube analytics and you go into the feature where it says audience, and you want to go into the area where it shows you externally where people are watching your channel. So it'll show you how many people are watching you on television, tablets, cell phones, and even on desktop computers. So it'll give you that data, and that will let you know off the bat. The majority of people, and I'll be talking about this stuff, watch YouTube on their their cell phones. Excuse me, I got to make up that boo-boo right there. Cell phones. Therefore, it is incumbent upon you to set your YouTube channel up in such a way that it fits the way people look at YouTube on their cell phones. And I'll be talking about that on that channel. And I look at a lot of people's channel, and I don't want to throw any shade, but when I look at people's channels, the way they have it set up, I say, man, I wish I could talk to them, because if they really want to get traction on their videos, they really need to have it set up to fit how people watch YouTube on the cellular phone.
So with the Roku device, is like a certain device that you need, or can you just sign up online to actually live stream from it?
I think it's a device that you have to purchase. Okay. So, like, for example, everybody knows this. A lot of people are not watching regular cable anymore, so they're getting all these Fire Sticks. So it's almost like that Fire Stick system where you purchase this little system, and it ain't even that expensive. You connect it to your television, and now you can go through all these different networks and watch whatever you want to watch without paying the expensive cost of traditional cable TV. Now, you know what I got, fellas, that I'm enjoying tremendously? And I almost sometimes forget that I got it because I watch regular YouTube. I've got YouTube TV. And I don't pay anywhere near what I was paying for regular cable on the television. But things are getting tough right now with price of gasoline and everything. So we're gonna see how things works out, because I'm gonna warn everybody this here. Make sure you take some money out of your bank, some cash. Keep cash on hand at home, folks, because the cyber warfare coming out of Russia, I've been keeping my ears to the news about it. It's real. It's real.
Okay. Bella said, yes, indeed. Okay. The next question is, Prince Philip and DMX died on April 19, 2021. One was presented as a prince and the other was presented as a rapper with a struggling drug addiction. Why do you think Black people are presented different from white people?
Well, gentlemen, you've heard me say this before. We live in a country where white is seen as superior and Black is seen as inferior. And as a manifestation of that cultural conditioning, society will underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize Black people and Black life. And white life is seen as more important. Unfortunately, this cultural conditioning doesn't just go to other ethnic groups, but we as Black people do this to ourselves. We tend to identify with rap culture. We tend to put rappers and entertainers on a higher plane. And the reason why they will say, well, DMX died of drugs or he was a drug addict or what have you, is because, quite frankly, that's how some in this society see Black people, particularly Black males. So we're demonized when we grow up, and we're demonized when we're no longer here. Whereas you can have the prince that you talk of, he can have a drug problem, and they'll just say, they'll just talk about the good parts of his behavior, right? For example, back in the 80s, when Black people and other people got hooked on crack cocaine, I know that era very well, they called Black people that were on crack, they criminalized us by calling us crackheads and criminals. Now that white society has been getting hooked or has been hooked on opioids, now the language is we have to deal with it as a medical problem. We have to be caring. We have to be understanding. They're not a drug addict. They have a problem. When Black people had these drug problems like that too, we were called crackheads. You figure it out.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Welcome in, everybody. So, Mr. Information Man Show, in your opinion, how do you define, being on YouTube, and everybody always talks about this word, but how do you define support, and what does it mean to you?
Well, I believe support is, how can I say this? I believe is support people who are willing to come over and watch your videos and make comments. People who, even if they can't watch your videos when you go live, but maybe they watch some of your video. This is how I am. And this is, I think, a mistake that people make when they're growing their channels. I don't beat my hand and tell people, you better watch the whole video. I'm not stupid. People not gonna watch your whole video. They're gonna watch some of your video because people got busy lives. So if people watch my video for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, you guess what? You just gave me a view. You also helped me in the algorithm. You also gave me some watch time. I'll take it. I know you can't watch the whole damn video. There's tons of channels. People are watching a whole bunch of people channel. And I already know this. Everybody can't watch every video that you make, ladies and gentlemen. But the bottom line is, do they still recognize your channel and watch content when they can? And if they are, be happy about that. Say something. This is another thing, fellas. I got to say this, and I appreciate you too.
Oh, go ahead. Go. You got
I appreciate you too. You might often hear me say this, and I mean this sincerely. I tell people all the time when I go live, thank you for being here. And I do what I do because of you. You as the audience make the channel. I don't make the channel. It's the audience that makes the channel. You know why? Because I get a lot of inspiration by the comments that people make and how people respond to the content when they leave a comment. So that's what gets me going, is the audience appreciating the content. And having something, and having the audience talking in the chat room is fantastic, because you know what's happening in the chat room? People are bonding with each other. People are networking with each other and supporting each other's channel. You always hear me all the time. Hey, support each other's channel. I tell people all the time, write people's name down on paper and go back to their channel and subscribe. See, YouTube, they did something that I think was a detriment. They used to be a time that if you were in a chat room, you could click on a person's avatar and their channel would come up right away. You can subscribe, boom, and go right back into the live stream, right? But if you're not, let me let you know in a little bit of secret, if you gentlemen don't know this. If you have mods in your chat room like myself, the mods have the ability, you probably already know this, the mods have the ability to click on anybody's avatar in the chat room and go directly to their channel and see if they are a real channel or if they are a bot.
Yes.
So just remember that your mods have the ability to click on the avatar of someone in your chat room, and you can see if they have a legitimate channel or not, if they are a mod. That's very important. And I'm gonna let you gentlemen know this too. Please be aware of these Russian bots and all this goofy, weird writing where you have someone that comes into your chat room with a regular American name, but then the writing is all goofy and doesn't make any sense. Get them out of your chat room. Those are bots. You don't know if they're giving you a virus or what. Get them out. Because when I talked about the cyber attacks from Russia, how do you not know that they could attack our YouTube channels?
Whoa, good point. Thank you for that.
Do I have the next one?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I'm jumping around with the questions now. In your opinion, what do you think is the worst platform that has an effect on our young youth today?
Oh, you are swinging with them tonight, honey.
Two of them, I think, but I'm going to go with one right now. I think Instagram is very dangerous. And I think Facebook has been dangerous for a minute because they're one and the same. Facebook owns Instagram. The reason why is I don't want to sound like how can I say this? I'm very concerned when it comes to Facebook and also Instagram, which is one and the same, where people are now getting to the point where they're getting their validation by how many likes they get. Remember, there's been stories about young girls taking their lives because they weren't getting any likes or people were bullying them and their self-esteem was very low. On Instagram, I see young ladies presenting themselves sexually, getting attention, whether it be through people giving them likes or by them creating a OnlyFans. And all of this is being conjured up out of sexual exploitation. Either they are sexually exporting themselves or they're being exported sexually. And then what happens is that you have thirsty men or whoever's into whatever they're into, who are liking, and what happens is it gives people this false validation of how they see themselves. Now you're judging yourself only by your physical appearance and your sexuality. I think that's a problem. Or you're judging yourself by how many likes you don't have. For example, why do you think YouTube got rid of the count in our videos now? Remember how when you
the dislike?
Remember you would see how many dislikes you had versus how many likes you had. One of the reasons why YouTube got rid of that, ladies and gentlemen, is because they knew that it was having a psychological effect on content creators. It was making content creators feel depressed.
Wow.
Because you seeing all these dislikes.
Dislikes, yeah.
And keep this in mind. Not everybody is built for YouTube. Not everybody can let the criticism roll down their back like water off of a duck's back, right? Some people on YouTube, they can't handle it. There's a guy, I'm not going to name his name, and I tried to help him. There's a guy I know that's on YouTube right now, and I used to see him get frustrated right on camera and say, nobody's watching me. What's going on? Why am I? And he's doing it on camera, and I'm saying to myself, you're not going to gain subscribers like that, because if you're on camera, for lack of a better word, kind of whining about stuff, and someone goes by your channel, they're gonna go, oh, I'm out of here. This guy is on here crying and having a meltdown. Yeah. And I understood why he wasn't having any success. You know what? Why he didn't have success? He didn't have a niche, gentlemen. He's just turning the camera on and sitting there in this dark room, and he's just kind of talking and hey. Eventually on YouTube, you got to figure out what your niche is. Yeah. People are not going to just watch you because you turn on the camera and you just start kind of talking in an indirect way. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
We have a question from Catherine with Friends.
She says, do you think an age restriction will help Facebook or IG?
Yes. Because if I had what am I saying? I do have a daughter. I do not want my child exposed, because guess what? Don't want to get your channel in any trouble here. You have weirdos who go on those platforms looking for your children. That's another thing that makes social media, I gotta admit, dangerous, because you have weirdos that could be possibly talking to your child. And impersonating themselves as a teenager. I'm telling you, I ain't lying.
Amen to that.
Amen.
So it's very look, I don't know when you brothers were born. I'm a Generation Xer. I remember in the early 80s, late 70s, you didn't have all this social media. So the only thing you had to worry about was making sure your kids didn't go to strangers outside, right? Yeah. And I go all the way back to I remember when they started putting missing children on milk cartons? Yeah. Guess what? You guys are going to probably be surprised what I'm going to tell you.
Well, that is actually...
the first kid that was put on the milk carton lived in my neighborhood. I remember how that whole thing got started.
Wow.
This kid got missing on the Haight and Ashbury area of San Francisco. Prior to that time, there was this... It was a kind of lifestyle where you could go outside as a kid, play in your neighborhood. Everybody knew who you were. And all of a sudden, when that kid went missing in my neighborhood, everybody knew him. And they start putting the kids on the carts and start getting people scared. Now that's when you start having people being concerned about, where is my child? Where is my child? It changed everything. Right? And so at that time, you could protect your kid, at least physically, if possible. You didn't have to worry about somebody on a computer talking to them. Yeah. But then when computers, with the first Apple computer and the personal computers, and when the internet came on board, that opened the door to a floodgate of many weirdos talking to your kids.
Wow. Exactly.
So I think... And you see that Facebook is going through a whole bunch of changes little by little. I think as a parent, you got to be very, very careful with your kids with this social media as it relates to predators.
Yeah.
As it relates to, and the cyber bullying. And we see a lot of bullying of adults to adults on YouTube. It's a damn shame.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have a question from Brown Girl Bella. What about the TikTok, and what do you think about that platform?
Okay.
And meanwhile, also answering that, and I'm gonna ask you this one
ask
too.
all the questions you like, brother.
With the TikTok platform, you also did a story on with the crates and that challenge coming from TikTok. So how do you feel about that and the TikTok platform?
I didn't understand I never understood why everybody had a desire to walk on milk crates and put themselves physically at risk. I didn't get what was the benefit. What's the end game benefit other than, okay, I got to the top, but what's the overall long-term benefit if you got yourself hurt? Another thing you have to ask yourself, gentlemen, and everybody in the chat room, whenever trends come about like that, ask yourself, where did it come from and who invented it? Who introduced it first? And why are so many people doing it? Why? A, who started it? Or no, A, B, A, where did it come from? B, why did they start doing it? And C, why is everyone else doing it? And D, what's the end game? What's the benefit? Because on my channel, I did a video about it, and I said that people don't realize that there's a lot of symbolism in the things that we do. And that milk cart challenge has symbolism when it comes to masonry and how it operates.
Oh my.
So if you haven't seen that video I did about it, check the video out. I showed pictures, patterns, everything. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people weren't doing it because they wanted to have fun. They were enjoying it. But ask yourself this, everybody and gentlemen. Just because everybody's doing something in society that's trending, does it mean that you have to do it too?
No.
And check this out. I'm 52 years old. What if I was out there walking a crate walk? You even had women doing it with their heels on. That was crazy. And what if I fell down off that milk crate? And guess what? There's no what's the liability? Where is the medical liability? What's the liability? If I fall down and hurt myself, now I'm out of work. Now I'm losing money. Now my daughter suffers. My family suffers. All because I wanted to follow the leader and have some fun doing something that was reckless, that will put me up in the hospital. And then I can't use workers' comp because you didn't do it. You didn't get hurt as an occupational hazard. You got hurt on your own time as a grown-ass person walking milk carts. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Okay. Next question is, and rest in peace.
Wait a minute. This is the other part about TikTok.
Yes.
I have a TikTok. I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I have a TikTok channel, but I don't think I will ever be able to grow my TikTok channel in a large way. And the reason why, from what I notice about TikTok, and it just ain't my thing.
Not mine either.
You kind of have to do goofy stuff.
I said that. Yeah.
And what I know is about TikTok, especially with the ladies, I got to be honest. Unless you're the way you grow your TikTok channel, you either have to do some
provocative.
If you're a female, you got to be shaking something, or you got to present some kind of sexual energy with something that you're doing, or you got to do something that's funny, that's comedic, pie in the face. Or you're on there dancing and shaking around, or you're doing a skit where someone comes in. And I guess, don't get me wrong, it's entertainment, it's interesting. But I'm telling you, fellas, I personally, I just don't, it's not something that I want to do. It's not something, I don't think I take TikTok that serious. In terms of, you can actually get monetized on TikTok, you can actually grow, but I just don't think that I want to do the things that I think I have to do as a guy to get those type of subscribers. I think I would have to start doing a lot of goofy stuff, and that's just not what I want to do.
Understandable. We have a question from the audience, from Deborah Catcher by Fate.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires you?
Wow. Well, I got to be honest. My mom has inspired me all my life. My family, my daughter. So primarily it's been my family all my life, and that main person in my life, because like I said before, young men have special relationships with their mothers like no other. And so my mother was my biggest inspiration.
Amen.
I know that's right.
Amen.
Do I have the next one?
Yes, you do.
Okay. The next question is, and before I read the question, rest in peace to Michael Jackson. What are your thoughts on the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, going from black to white, and do you believe he had a skin condition, or do you think different?
I believe, because of looking at Michael Jackson over the years, growing up watching his music and videos and what have you, I actually believe that Michael Jackson did have a skin condition. The reason why I believe that is because there are people that have those skin conditions and their skin is bone white the way his is. So I can believe that Michael Jackson did have a skin condition. Another thing we do know about the Jackson family, if you look at a lot of their earlier pictures to their present day picture, they did spend a lot of time focusing on the details of how they looked, meaning their nose.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, for lack of a better word, went from having what we would call a bell pepper nose to a more pointier European nose. So I think because he had work done to his face, and also his other sisters and siblings have had work done to them too, if you look at them.
Yeah.
And I think couple that with the skin coloring, I believe he did have a skin condition. That, I think, led people psychologically in their mind to feel that Michael Jackson did not like himself, and therefore he must to bleach his skin because he already looks white, because he's got the nose. But if you look at the whole family, his siblings, they all had some work on their face. Now, you know where that comes from? Let's be honest, gentlemen. I use the word bell pepper nose, but I didn't say it to be mean. I use that just to drive home a point here. We as black people have had low self-esteem about how we look, because we grow up in a society where we have other black people that will say nasty things about us. We have white society and larger society that makes fun of our features. Oh, look at your lip. I remember growing up as a kid. I'm going to tell you a goddamn true story here. I got pretty full lips. And when I was growing up, you would have kids that would make fun of you if you had full lips. Excuse me. And so when I was a kid, the people would always say, oh, you got big lips, you got big lips. When I was a little kid. And that was pretty tough to take and hear. This is how it all starts, with the self-esteem and how we see ourselves, right? And then this would blew me away. Then when I grew up into adulthood, those same females or same people that would say, oh, your lips are big. Now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, you got sexy lips. Oh, look at those lips. Oh, give me those lips. Now you have white society or other ethnic groups who want the very features that they told you and me when we were kids. You ugly. Now everybody wants to have full lips. Oh, now all the ladies out there want to get a plump behind. No, I'm just keeping it real with you. So it's kind of funny to me how black features were kind of looked down upon, which is where you get the caricatures, gentlemen. Check out I would recommend everyone to watch this video. Look at a video, it's on YouTube, called Ethnic Notions. That is a video that shows you the history of caricatures. The caricatures with the buggy eyes and the red big old lips, right? And how they use black people in commercials and characterize us as not being human. This is where it all comes from. This is where it all comes from. Or the Tarzan movies and all that sort of stuff. The things that people would say when you were growing up, that was not, I got to be candid with you. When I was growing up, people would say, if you call someone an African, they would say, don't you call me no African. Mm-hmm. Or people would use words like African booty scratcher. Now, folks, I'm not saying any of this to say that I'm making fun of people of that ilk. No, I'm saying this is where the cultural, as I said before, this is where the cultural conditioning comes from. We grow up, we use terms like what I just said, and then we look at people who come from the continent in a very nasty way. Then we begin to look at ourselves the same way. Let's go back to the paper bag test. And some of our black, I'm going to tell it and tell it like it is. And some of our black organizations in the early days, and Bella, if you're in there, you're an AKA, I'm an alpha, you know what I'm talking about.
All right.
If you wanted to join a particular organization, you had to pass the brown paper bag test. If you were too dark, you had to, if you were too black, you had to get back. If you were brown, you could stick around. If you were white, like light, you were just right. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. You could go ahead and press tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
All right.
All right.
And then, gentlemen, you had the 80s, where during the 80s, the lighter skinned ladies and men ruled the day. Then something happened in the 90s where all of a sudden, darker skinned black men and women begin to get their just due, where everyone was loving. So it's just kind of weird how this stuff happens. And colorism is something that we do to ourselves, not just the larger society, but we're doing it to ourselves. Let's just stop it. We come in all different shades and colors and sizes and creeds and sexual preferences and what have you. And we are look the way we look because there were things that happened in our history that we didn't have no control over. Mm-hmm. This is what I got to say to you. Because I know that you brothers are a couple and you live a lifestyle that there's some people out there that won't agree with it. This is my thing. Whether I agree with it or not, this is where I stand. Leave people alone. Mm-hmm. If you don't like what people are into, leave them alone. Mm-hmm. That's simple as that. So I have no need to get up here and talk about people of their different sexual back. If that's what they want to do, that's their business. I'm gonna leave them alone. But this is what I'm fair and balanced, gentlemen. Hear what I'm about to say to you. If I see something going on within the LGBTQ community that I think is hypocrisy, as well as the black community or the white community, I'm gonna call it out. Like, for example, I'm doing a thing about Jussie tomorrow. I gotta tell the truth on that one. But let's be honest here. There wasn't too many of the LGBTQ community, which he was rocking at one point in time and speaking about heavily. They weren't really rocking with him. They kind of stepped back away from him.
Because everybody knew he was lying, to be honest.
Right. But, see, I don't want to open up a can of worms here.
You can. We got time.
I believe, this is, and I think you heard me say this before on the podcast. I lived in San Francisco. My mom had friends that were gay. I knew people that were gay. I had friends that I grew up in high school. It was no big deal to me. Mm-hmm. You know, even if I didn't agree with the lifestyle, it's not a lifestyle for me, I did not ostracize people. But this is the thing that always bothered me. Mm-hmm. And I saw it for myself. Within the community, black people who happen to be gay, I do not think that they get treated very well. Matter of fact, I saw it firsthand in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Within that lifestyle, well, let me not say it like that. Within the community is a better way to put it. I think when black people who are gay get it two ways. You get discriminated against because A, you're gay. Then you get discriminated against because you're black. And then if you are a woman who's black and you're a lesbian, you're getting it triple time because now you're getting it because you're a lesbian and you're black and you're a woman. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I'm not afraid. If I see hypocrisy within a community towards my people, I got to call it out. I'm going to call it out. And so I have done videos. You've seen me do videos where I've been critical of certain things. You know, this is where I stand on it. If you are a grown adult, it's your business to do what you want to do. But I don't think personally that if we have a child who doesn't even understand what sex is about, I just don't think we should start introducing, this is how I feel about it, whether it's heterosexual relations or gay relations, heterosexual or homosexual. I just don't think we should start introducing sexual ideologies to our children at an early age, no matter who you like. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You know, and I'm not setting up here to make. I'm not trying to make judgment. I'm just thinking overall, when it comes to children who don't have good understanding of what all this stuff means, we really should not try to throw any of this stuff on them, because children are still developing in their minds. Just let them be children. Can they just be children?
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And so I don't like and I don't care where it comes from, heterosexual side or any other side. I don't like the sexual. I'm going to say it this way because I want to be respectful to your channel. I don't.
Go ahead. You can be real and raw.
There's certain things I don't want to say with that word that I'm saying on your channel as it relates to YouTube. I'm going to say I don't like the sexualization of the little ones. I'll leave it like that.
Okay. All right.
We have a question
from the audience.
GOD.
I can see you going mainstream. Are you off that mindset?
Are you of that mindset?
GOD, I ain't gonna lie, it would be great to grow as a channel and get more recognized and mainstream knocks at your door. You say, wow, you know, a lot of times, let's be honest, money will make you do things that you probably wouldn't have not done before. So I'll be honest about that. But this is the problem, DOD, and everyone listening. If you go mainstream, you can't talk the way, I wouldn't be able to talk the way I talk.
Amen.
Totally.
Because mainstream will say, well, you can't say this because we got sponsors. You can't say this. They're gonna put a note in front of me and they're gonna say, you can't say that, you can't say this, you can't say that, and you can't say this. But on YouTube, even though they censor us on YouTube, I could actually say a lot more on YouTube than I can on mainstream. Because YouTube has already told you what they don't want you to say. So you can stay away from that. But on television, mainstream, oh my God, they would muzzle me. They would muzzle me. I don't think I would make it. They would muzzle me.
YouTube is headed in that way, mainstream.
Right, they're gonna muzzle us. But I don't think I could talk the way I talk to the audience now. I would have to, you would get a edited information man. You would get a muted information man. You would get a middle of the road information man. I don't think you guys would like that. I don't.
Yeah, more scripted. There'll be more scripted.
Right.
Next one.
Thank you for everybody coming in.
Thank you so much for everybody. When starting a channel for the first time, what is the top 10 things you should know how to do and what you need to do it?
Who asked that question?
No, this is the question I have.
Okay, y'all need to watch the new channel. I'm dropping my first promo video over there on Monday, but I'll tell you now. And y'all just gonna have to come watch the videos for more detail. This is the mistake that people make. One of them. And I had a chance to, this is my own formula that I have figured out for myself, but I think it will work for everybody. Most of the bigger YouTubers who give you advice on how to YouTube, and I watch them all and I take in what they say, they tell you to just take out your cell phone and start shooting videos. Just go ahead and shoot with whatever you got. This is where I differ. And this is why it's been taking me a while, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I have not launched the other channel yet. Because research, I think, is more important.
Amen.
Why? I think you need to set back. Observe how YouTube works from a mechanical point of view. Look at all your top YouTubers. Watch what they're doing. See what works, what does not work. Watch their videos. Study their techniques. Don't copy off of them. Look at their techniques and create something that fits your personality. I'm telling you right now what I'm going to be talking to you about on that channel. So create something that fits your personality. Study YouTube. Everything that works and does not work. The key thing, this word called impression. Your first impression is your thumbnail. Second impression is your title. The next impression is, can you catch people's attention and maintain their attention? You got about 30 seconds to keep their attention before they click off your video. There's about 30 milliseconds that you have between the time that people will start looking at the browser. When they look at the browser, do this for yourself, do a test, ladies and gentlemen. When you look at your YouTube browser on your desktop computer, do this test for yourself. I want you to look at all the thumbnails and see what thumbnail gravitates your eye the quickest. Boom. I guarantee you the thumbnails that are going to catch your attention are the ones that has a person in the thumbnail, a face, a expression, emotional expression, and color. Bold lettering. I have a video in the can right now that I will be dropping on the other channel. It's already been done, where I talk about, and I'm going to go more deep about this in other videos, about something called color psychology. You can Google right now what color psychology means. It tells you what type of colors resonate with people. Warm colors, dark colors, red colors, and how it makes people feel. Color psychology plays a role in your thumbnail. Another area I think people need to focus on is quality. I'm sorry, folks. One of the reasons why you are also, if you are having a hard time on YouTube, is the quality of your video. Look at what you're doing. One, is your camera a good camera? Is your webcam a good webcam? Are you using Are you using the webcam on your computer? If you are using the webcam on your computer and you have not upgraded to either a better webcam or a camera, you're hurting your channel. You'll hurt your channel in the short term, but you can turn it around in the long term. If you're a person that uses a mic like I do sometimes or all the time, what are the best mics to use? Is it a condenser mic or a condenser mic or a dynamic mic? Dynamic mic is better because you cut the sound out that's around you. Right now, I'm actually using a boom mic that I have right above me here. But I'm having some problems with this boom mic because I'm so used to the boom mic is like a condenser, but I like the dynamic mics better. So understanding what kind of mics are good. I'm going to be doing a video about that too. I think you got to figure out a niche. Stop playing around on YouTube and not coming with a niche. And I'm going to get on, and I'm going to say some things on the video on that channel that's not going to be popular to people. I'll give you one thing that's not going to be popular to everybody here. It's different if you have a growth. It's different if you have a growth stream, and people come over here and they subscribe to each other's channels because you have a community over here where people kind of know each other already, or they have some idea whether they like what you're doing. But when you go to random channels where there's a growth stream and you really don't know anybody in that growth stream at all, and people are saying, subscribe to this channel, I subscribe to your channel, thank you, leave a message and make it stick. I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to probably be it's not going to be what people want to hear. If you got most of your subscribers from growth streams with people that you did not know and have any kind of relationship with, where they're watching your content and you're watching their content, and they're just random people, and you get 1,000 subscribers and you say, why am I not getting any views? Because most of the people who subscribe to you only subscribe to you so that they can get 1,000 subscribers in order to get the milestone of becoming monetized. So they're not watching your video because they didn't really have any, they weren't into your channel anyway.
Yeah.
So to me, what we need to do on YouTube is be more honest. We really should say, okay, everybody, this is a growth stream. I want you only to subscribe. I know this is not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. I want you only to subscribe to people who you looked at their channel, you like what they're doing, it's up your alley, then you subscribe. If it's not the kind of content that you like, that's up your alley, I know it's going to ruffle people's feathers, then don't subscribe. You know why? Check this out. See, this is a damn video. I should be doing this. Well, I did do this video already. This is what's going to happen. Ask yourself these two questions, ladies and gentlemen. Would you rather have an inventory of a whole bunch of people on your channel just so you can get to monetization with 1,000 people or more who don't watch your videos? Guess what? Even if you got 1,000 people who subscribe to you, you're not going to make any money because they're not watching your videos.
Amen.
They're not giving you watch time. So therefore, you're wasting your time. Would you rather have people who actually subscribe to your channel in a growth stream that are going to watch your videos versus people who subscribe to you in high numbers, but they don't watch your video? Now you get no traction on your channel. See, this is a hard pill for people to swallow. I say, be honest. I say, subscribe to them if they're doing what content that you like. Subscribe.
Yeah.
If they're not, then boom. Because I don't want a bunch, because all you got is heavy inventory on your channel. Just a bunch of heavy inventory. And YouTube doesn't care about how many subscribers. Do you know that you can have 0 subscribers and you can upload a video that can go viral? So it ain't really, YouTube only cares about your subscribers when it comes to the the partnership program to get monetized.
Yeah, because they have to make their cut.
They have to make their cut. Right. But if you got all those people who subscribe to you, who don't watch you, don't come to your chat room, you're not getting any super chat. You're not getting any click-through rate on your video. You're not getting any retention on your video. So now you go into your analytics and you say, what's going on here? I got 1,000 subscribers. Those 1,000 subscribers are people who don't like your content.
Yeah.
And then later on, you're going to say, why are my numbers going up and down? Up and down. Because some of those people have unsubscribed from your channel. So, and I've been in these growth streams before, so I'm not a hypocrite. I've experienced it, and I see what it does and what it can do and what it doesn't do. So, I'm going to stop there because I do have a video on that other channel that will be launched as well, where I go more into detail about this. But I'm sorry, folks, on YouTube. Growth streams with people that you don't know does not benefit you, because there may be a small number of people on that growth stream who do like what you're doing, and they're going to stick with you, but they tend to be the smaller number out of the larger number.
Yeah.
Can you all agree with what I'm saying? Do you think that what I'm saying is true, or does it make sense?
You're absolutely right.
No, you're hitting the nail right on the head.
Yes.
I think everybody in here has been in a growth stream where that happened.
Yes.
This is what we need to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I've been thinking about this for a long time. And the only way it's going to work is we got to get everybody on board with it. I was thinking about creating, because on Facebook, you've got this stuff where it says sub for sub. Stay away from sub for sub. I'm thinking about creating a Facebook YouTube group for everybody to join the group. And then the emphasis in the group for you to stay in the group is your ass got to watch videos. And if you ain't watching videos, you got to go. And I'm not talking about a sub for sub. I wanted to be a group where people watch the video, and if you generally like the channel, you subscribe to them. But what I want to do is pull from people on YouTube who already kind of like rock with each other, get people on this group. And all you need to do on that group is, I'm not telling you how long to watch, I'm telling you, watch a video.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to people, not because your expectation is that they have to subscribe to you, but the expectation should be that you like their content.
Absolutely.
And the goal is that if they like your content, now they subscribe, and now you get more viewership. I have yet to see a YouTube Facebook group where that is being emphasized. They'll tell you to drop links. They'll tell you, hey, make sure you watch people, but what happened is you get these people, you get these people that look like they're bots telling you, oh, I can help you promote your channel. No. So that's something that I want to create. And then another thing I'm going to be doing on the other channel is that I'm going to go live and I'm going to drop a link in the chat room and have people come upstairs and I'm going to give people individual look at their channel. And you don't have to give me no super chat to do that. I'm not looking for you got to give me, because that's the problem on YouTube. Everybody is always talking about, well, you got to give me something. No. The fact that you come to the channel and you give me views and you give me some click-through rate, you've already given me all that I need. So now what I give back to you, having you come up on the panel and let's look at your channel. So I want to do something different with that channel in that way to help people. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody that's on YouTube, stick with it. I looked at the data and the numbers. This live streaming has not even begun to blow up to where it's going to go. I looked at the numbers, it's going big. So if you're already on YouTube, stick with it, don't give up, because live streaming is the place. And let me tell you something you may not know. Because I dropped a podcast about this the other night, because I have a podcast with the other channel, a regular podcast on the regular podcasting platforms. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat room, what do you think is the #1 live streaming platform on social media right now?
YouTube?
I thought that too. No. Let's go with another guess here.
Instagram?
Facebook?
Instagram. Bingo, 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 bingo. Instagram is the #1 live streaming platform. YouTube comes in at #4.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe it. TikTok comes in at #3. Facebook's at #2.
Oh, wow.
So Instagram's at this is the latest numbers. Instagram at #1, Facebook at #2, and TikTok is at #3. And check this out. Facebook is at YouTube's at #4. And Amazon live streaming, because you can live stream on Amazon and you can promote Amazon's products.
Oh, wow.
Matter of fact, you can get in contact with Amazon and find out how you can get into their program to promote products on Amazon and get paid. Amazon is #5.
Wow.
And the reason why I think YouTube is at the bottom of that, because YouTube is the most difficult out of all the platforms to actually build your following.
Yeah.
Because of all the things that go into it. But people love that Instagram, man. And that TikTok is But this is the difference out of all those platforms. Even though YouTube is difficult at times, out of all the platforms, YouTube is the only social media platform that will serve your videos up to people. It will find an audience for you. Facebook doesn't do that. Instagram doesn't do that unless you just have people that's already following you. But Instagram doesn't go out of its way to look for more people. It's basically just what you already have. YouTube will find more people for your channel. That's the difference. They have a system.
All right.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. We have 2 questions from the audience.
We have a couple of questions.
Yes. The Honorable Angelina Nostrum says, how do you feel about criticismship on YouTube, as well as politics, correction, and culture, and canceling culture?
How do you feel about censorship I got a big problem with censorship because I've had a video taken down. I was talking about the little monster that's been bothering us for 3 years. I had a video taken down. I got a problem with it. And YouTube, I'm gonna let you guys know something about YouTube that a lot of people are not aware of that shows you that there's a lot of hypocrisy going on. So I have a problem with censorship. And I gotta be honest, if they censor other big YouTubers, what you think they're gonna do to you? Okay, so censorship is a problem. I think I got a big problem with that. But YouTube has become more censored as it become more corporate. Because remember, Google owns YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube was not this corporate when it wasn't owned by YouTube. It was more wilder, and you could do what the hell you wanted to do. As soon as Google got their hands on YouTube, that's why we got all these damn rules now. As far as dark background, is that your preference, or does research say it better on your eyes? What does she mean? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, ray of sunshine.
Yeah, ray of sunshine. He says, I notice Information Man Show have a dark background. Is that your preference, or does research says it's better on your eyes? Looking forward to info.
If I want to be better on my eyes, I should wear my glasses that protect me from the Blu-ray. Oh, no. This is what's going on. I'm using a camera, and I'm able to manipulate the aperture and the shutter speed of the camera, how wide the lens opens up. And when I lower it, the background will become even darker. If I raise it up, it'll become lighter. And I darkened the background because I felt that the colors would be more richer in the back. From my previous videos, I noticed my color was too, I know some of my videos were too light. So I'm still trying to play around with the look. When you get these cameras and you start learning how to work them, you start playing around with them and realizing, okay, this looks better. No, let me adjust this, let me adjust that. So that's why it looks that way. But really, the lighting is not really beaming in my eyes, even though it may look like it is. I've got stuff set. I got lighting coming at different angles. And I'm going to do videos like this on the other channel where I'll talk to you about lighting, getting an aperture light. Oh, I'm going to talk about green screen, how you can improve the look of your green. I see people doing green screen, and I understand why your green screen does not look as good as it could look. Because there's a few things you need to tweak to improve the green screen. So I'm going to talk about that. I'll do a video about that. But that was something that that was asked of me. I think I only asked one part of the question, but I didn't answer all of the question.
Okay.
The other.
Give us 1 second to go back up. I think it was from Angelique's point of view. Or the other half of the question.
I think I said that I don't like censorship. And it was something else that I don't remember. What's going on, Black Anonymous, DOD? Y'all be love show. Everybody in there. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for everybody being here.
Thank you for
okay.
Angelique, if you can just type the second half of your question, please.
Yes.
Let me answer. Let me just let you guys know about this. YouTube, and I'm going to do a video about this. I'm sorry, I got to tell y'all the hard truth. YouTube does not treat everybody the same. YouTube is a business, and they are concerned about making money, and therefore they will push videos that make them money that get click-through rates and views. So if you're saying to yourself, why is it my video is not being watched? Because if it's not catching people's attention, you're not going to get the views. This is what happens on YouTube. You get 100 views. A week after you get 100 views on your video, YouTube will serve your video up to 700 people in the algorithm system. If people don't find your thumbnail interesting or whatever you're doing interesting, they're not watching it, then YouTube's algorithms are not going to click it through. Reason why? Because they don't want videos that's not going to make them money. They want videos that's going to make money, that's giving the system some attention. So therefore, you got to learn how to make maybe better videos or better topics. I don't know. It just depends on your channel. It's a difficult one. However, when it comes to censorship, YouTube does not censor the bigger channels that have millions of subscribers that's making them money. You know why I know this? Because if you go on your desktop at home and you scroll down to the left side and you click where it says live, You click into that. Do you know that YouTube ranks live streams? There's an area on YouTube where you'll see what are the top live streams in the whole country. And you know how many times I've gone on there and I've seen people on there with these huge channels. They have millions of subscribers and they're saying all sort of things about stuff that they won't let you and me talk about. They'll talk about they'll talk about the monster that we've been affected by. They will talk about very taboo stuff that me and you would get, YouTube would take our channel down or take our video down. And I'm saying to myself, how are those guys able to get away with talking about these topics? Oh, that's why they got 1.9 million subscribers. They got about 20,000, 30,000 people watching them. YouTube's making money. They see all the super chat coming in the chat room. YouTube is saying, this is fantastic. We're making money. So we'll go easy on these other channels that are pushing racism. Oh, yes. That's pushing all types of buffoonery narratives. And I say to myself, wait a minute. They're talking about this thing that's been affecting us for 3 years where they're saying that it's not real, that it's a make-believe. And if I talk about it in any kind of way, they say your video's been snatched for misinformation, but they're giving misinformation, but they got a big ass channel that makes money for YouTube. That's the hypocrisy.
Yes. Angelina,
her second part of the question was,
how do you feel about particular
politics,
corrections
and cancel culture?
And cancel culture.
That's it, politics.
I don't think anybody should be politically correct, but I think if you're out of line with the things that you're saying, I give you a perfect example because I did a video on it. I think that Joe Rogan stepped over the line. I'm gonna tell you why. This is it's. I don't want people to be censored, but this is where I have to draw the line at. I know for a fact, gentlemen, if you use a word about a particular group in our country, of a particular religion, if you know what I'm saying. And if you say something about them in a negative way, they will get rid of you. You saw what happened to Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
Should I say more? And she's Jewish. But if you can say, but for some reason in this country, it's all right for you to say the N-word and all those sort of things and say things and call black people monkeys. And when you do that, you can turn around and say, oh, I was just kidding, or I'm a comedian. And it's okay. But if you say anything about a particular religious group, you're gone. If Joe Rogan would have spoke about the Jewish community in the way that he was talking about black folks, calling us a monkey in the Planet of the Apes and all these kind of phrases, do you know that Joe Rogan would probably not be on Spotify right now? He'd be finished. Because this is what I've learned. Because Jewish people have the kind of power, this is real power versus just not having power, where they can pick up a phone. They don't have to go out in the streets and protest. All they got to do is pick up a phone and say, you know that guy, Joe Rogan? Yeah, he was saying some anti-Semitic things and we don't appreciate it. And I don't appreciate it. We got to get rid of him off the platform. Oh, no problem. I know the owner of Spotify. And I'm going to have a conversation with him. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, this is Joe Rogan's got to go. Yes, he hang up the phone. Joe Rogan's gone tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That's power. When you control, when you have power in this country where you can control certain things like media, politics, and all those, if you got that kind of power, you don't have to go out in the street and protest, folks. All you got to do is get on the phone and call some of your powerful friends and say, he's got to be gotten rid of right now. Bam, he's gone.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. In the black community, people tend to hate on each other instead of lifting each other up. Do you think we were trained like that from slavery?
Yeah, we've been culturally conditioned to hate self and kind. I listen to Neely Fuller Jr. a lot on YouTube, and he talks about this sort of stuff. We argue with each other. We spend time on panels. I've been on panels where I've gotten heated with people. Not something that I'm proud of. But I think we have a dislike for each other because we have grown up. Not all of us, but some of us have grown up to not like ourselves. And when you do not like yourselves, you project it on other people who look just like you. Just like in your family, we tend to take out our frustrations on our loved ones, right? Before people that are really hurting us. So I think that we have some hatred towards ourselves, and you see it right on YouTube playing right out before you on some of these live streams that people do where they get on panels and they get to arguing. You've got black men arguing with black women arguing with black men, everybody pointing the finger at everybody, everyone talking nasty to everybody, everyone doxing everybody. Not everybody, but some people. So I think that comes out of a certain level of self-hate. And I think on a deeper level, some of our people don't love themselves. So it makes it easy to not love someone or like someone who looks just like you. There's an old saying, the white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice. There was a time if you are a black doctor, you had black folks that would say, I'm not going to the black doctor because he don't know what he's doing. Let's go to the white doctor because the white doctor knows what he's doing. We do it to ourselves. Why would because he's black, he might have had the same education, maybe the same training, might even be a better doctor than the white doctor, but you think the white doctor is better than the black doctor because you've been taught all your life that white is right and black is no good. We do it all the time. I'll be honest with you. Barack Obama, one of the main reasons why a lot of black people jumped on board with Barack Obama is because white people gave him validation. Up until then, people were like, oh, we're going with Hillary. This black man ain't gonna win no damn election. And as soon as the people of Iowa gave him validation by going for him, and he became the front runner, all of a sudden black folks that believed in Barack Obama, they jumped on board with him. Why? Because white people in Iowa gave him validation. Should I say more?
Wow. Woo.
Love to travel said true.
All right, next question. How do you get more traffic to your channel, and what other platforms do you recommend to help?
Okay. If you got a brand, now I'll be talking about this on that other channel. So those of you in the chat room, please subscribe to the Info Media. I got it up here, my little logo up here. Please subscribe to Info Media immediately because these are topics I'm going to be talking about. But let me go into it. If you have a brand new channel and you're using something like StreamYards, I would not suggest that you start streaming into multiple platforms. Just stream into YouTube. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't have a lot of subscribers, now you're splitting your following. If you're new to YouTube, just focus on YouTube. Focus on building your audience on YouTube first. Because when you build your audience on YouTube first, it's easy to get folks to follow you in other places when you build on YouTube first. So focus on YouTube first. Don't spread yourself thin. Another thing you should do is you should use social media, other social media platforms as a way to promote your channel. So you got to use your Twitter, your Instagram, promote. I usually, when I go live, I go live on Instagram and tell people what's going on. I tell people in my story on YouTube. I promote. This is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to be like everything. You're the cameraman. You're the personality. You're the editor. You're the promoter. You're the ticket salesman. You're the goddamn concession standman. You got to be everything. You got to do it all, because if you don't have a big crew of people working around you, then you aren't it. Yeah. So you have to you got to make your presence on social media. Another thing you should do, depending on what kind of channel you have, seek out other social media platforms where you can share your videos. I will be talking about that on the other channel. I can't give you all of it. You're going to have to subscribe. Just like when somebody writes a book and they say, hey, you got to buy the book. But what I'm gonna tell you this: seek out the other social media. I just dropped y'all video in a couple other social media platforms that I'm a member of. Drop it into those other social media platforms. Oh, join Facebook. Now, not the Facebook groups that are saying sub for sub. Don't join that. Join Facebook groups where you can simply drop your video in there and people watch the video and things of that nature, and they subscribe to you because they like your content. Okay, join those type of Facebook. I can tell you the ones to join right now. There's for those of you who are looking, if you have an audience that's mainly African American, join some of the Black YouTube groups on not YouTube groups, the Black Facebook groups. Excuse me. I'm a member of a couple of them, and I will be dropping that information to people in the videos that I'm going to be doing. Join those groups because over there you have people that will genuinely watch your video. The ones that I'm familiar with, I'm going to be promoting those groups. Yeah. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to maximize social media with promoting your videos, maybe putting up a promotional thumbnail like what you all do over here. Maybe using your Facebook to let everybody know that you have friends on Facebook that know that you are on YouTube, and tell them to come on over. So you know how on Facebook you have the little storyboard?
Yes.
You can load a video on that and tell people on Facebook, hey, I got a YouTube channel. I'm talking about this subject matter. Come on over. People need to utilize that. Oh, if you're on TikTok, there's nothing wrong with every now and then going on TikTok and letting people know on TikTok, hey, come on over to my YouTube channel if you like. Connect your YouTube channel to your TikTok. You can do that. Right? And then go on your cell phone, your tablet, whatever you're using, and look for specific social media sites where you can promote videos so that people can watch your videos that way. You want to promote, and you want to work on increasing the quality of your videos and your topics so that YouTube can continue pushing your videos through the algorithm. Now, what the algorithms are, they are people, ladies and gentlemen. It's what people are looking for. I have a video that's in the can right now that I'm going to be dropping on the other channel where I'm telling you a way for you to go into YouTube and find out what people are looking for. There's a little trick that you can do to figure out what people are looking for on YouTube, what they're interested in. Think about trending topics. This all depends on what kind of channel you have. Yeah. Right? If you got a video gaming channel, you should be doing trending video games. Stuff that people want to watch, not games that they don't want to watch. So it just depends on what your niche is, and you have to be your greatest promoter. Let me just be honest with everybody right now. When I first got on YouTube, it's a grind. So when you look at people like me or people that are way bigger who have a lot of support, that support didn't happen overnight. Yeah. You got to remember, some of us have been on YouTube for a long time. Long time.
You have to build your audience.
For 5, 6, 7 years, and all of a sudden, it could be year 5, it could be year 4, 6, 7, and all of a sudden, bam! You get a floodgate. But you get a floodgate if the videos are quality. So if you're not built for the long haul, YouTube, I have to be honest with you, is really not for you. Amen. YouTube is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Oh, I gotta drop this gem. Don't judge yourself by other YouTubers who are doing the same niche and say, why is it they have a lot of people and I don't? Right. You don't know if they've been on YouTube for God knows how long and had to build that audience over time. You don't know if they're paying for their subscribers. You don't know if they're a part of a huge network conglomerate where their videos are being pushed all over the place. You don't know. I'll give you a perfect example. One of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube is what is his name? What is that guy? Not the Beast.
Yeah. No.
The Beast has an exclusive contract with YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Do you know when the Beast first came on YouTube, people laughed at him, said he wasn't going to make it. This guy's channel is terrible. His videos are terrible. What is he doing? He's lost. He almost gave up. And for some reason, he kept at it. He refined what he was doing. He kept at it, changed what he was doing. He created really good thumbnails. He started evolving on YouTube. And next thing you know, the Beast is one of the best. I mean, his content, I'm not really into his content, but he's technically one of the best on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the Beast, you say, oh, this dude must have had it easy. No, the Beast was struggling. You know those guys that have that channel called, I get a lot of inspiration from them too, Think Media?
Yes.
The white guy that started Think Media,
Mm-hmm.
he played some of his old videos. At one point in time, his channel was going nowhere. Him and his wife were struggling. He didn't know whether he was going to stay on YouTube. Had he not did what he did and kept with it and made changes and adjustments, there would be no Think Media today.
Mm.
And that Think Media is a huge channel. This man's doing seminars in Vegas, giving you tips and all kind of stuff.
Right.
Guess what? He was like many of us trying to figure out what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already know, gentlemen, that my channel, my first channel, is only, and maybe I'm hurting myself. I feel that my channel will only grow so far for this reason, because my channel can alienate many people. It can alienate people who don't like politics. It can alienate people who don't like talk about ethnic groups and race and social issues and ills and things of that nature. So some people are not going to subscribe to my channel. So I've already knocked out a whole group of people who would never subscribe to my channel for those reasons, right? But I know that on my other channel, I'm not doing politics. I'm not doing anything polarizing. So that channel will grow with anybody of any ethnic group and anywhere in the world. So let me stop there. If you have any other questions, because I'm really passionate about what I'm going to be doing on the other channel. And I'm also going to give people advice on how to set their YouTube studio up that they may not even have it turned on right. I'm going to show you that too.
Okay.
I got so much
We have
stuff.
a couple of questions from the
Go
audience.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You're right. You're okay.
No. Let's go to the questions. People are waiting to ask questions. I'm sorry.
Ray of Sunshine says, "What are you feeling about
What are your feelings?
What are your feelings about college systems, or do you think do
you think it's still worth it to invest,
invest,
or should we promote more trade schooling?
If you don't want to be, if you don't want to have debt, trade school. If you are willing to take on the debt, but you're specializing in something that you can only get that skill in college, then go to college. So if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a medical, some kind of technician where you have to go to college, then you might have to take the bite of the debt. But if you're going into a field that pays you well, then at least you'll have an education where you can go into a field that will pay you well so that you can deal with some of that debt. But I think like this. I went into a field where I can get employment right out of college right away. My advice to people is don't major in stuff that you can't translate outside of school. Why go to school all these years, get education, and then you have this college debt? And when you graduate, you can't even get a job, or you can't even make that degree translate to the outside world. Go study subjects that you can get a job right away, right out of school. I can't tell you how many people that I know that I went to college with, they're not even working in the field that they were studying in college.
Yeah.
I'm working in the field that I studied in college. So all my work that I put in, I knew when I finished school that there was opportunity for me in what I studied in school.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But
was it easy or no?
It wasn't easy, because I had a lot of internshipping to do and a lot of science classes and biology, anatomy, a lot of stuff that was, gave me nightmares, right? A lot of stuff I struggled with in school. But I made it through with hard work and persistence. But I think skilled trades are actually the way to go because, one, you don't have debt and there's a job, there's an opportunity for you. Mm-hmm. And check this out too. Even if you go to trade skill and you go to college, I know people always think job. Think about being an entrepreneur too. Think about, can I take this skilled trade and create my own business? A plumber, electrician, whatever it may be, right? Mm-hmm. Or can I make income on the side? Because right now in my field, what I'm about to do, there's a young lady that I used to work with. She's got a program that she's creating and she wants me to be a part of it. So I got an opportunity to utilize my skills to create something that's entrepreneurial out of it. So I'm going into a consulting capacity with this young lady that I know, and we're going to be creating something very interesting that has a demand within our field. So that's the way to go.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
We have another question from Love to Travel with Waves.
She said, how do you feel about the streets and the unfairness, stress, and the unfairness in the workplace and micromanagement?
Well, micromanagement takes away your creativity and your spontaneity. I don't like micromanagement. It has happened even in where I work at. I don't like it. But I'm lucky today to be in a situation where I don't have people watching me. Mm-hmm. I can work independently at my job because we don't have that micromanagement. It depends on your supervisor too, because you got some people that like to micromanage and control everything, control free. I think personally it's bad. And it also slows down innovation. Mm-hmm. Personally.
Okay. Thank you for
that. Next question. So outside of YouTube, you work for
do you want to, are you changing subjects or no?
Well,
do you want me to ask one and then you can go on?
Yeah, go to that one.
Because I have
I'll save mine for last.
Yeah, I have like 3 more questions.
Okay.
And then we can go to yours. Okay, so the next question is, does it ever shock you when someone has the opposite opinion about R. Kelly?
Yeah, I don't know if everybody in the chat room probably remember this. What's going on, CCN TV? Everybody in the chat room knows this. I did a very polarizing program on R. Kelly, and there was people that came on the panel I probably shouldn't even have had a panel. They got emotional. And you had guys we had some people that came on the panel that said, oh, y'all hating on R. Kelly. No. Look, I've been following R. Kelly for a long time. I've watched everything. Matter of fact, I saw the video with him doing what he did in the hot tubs. It was R. Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't tell me that I didn't see what I saw with my damn eyes. No, R. Kelly did what he did, and I think he deserved what he got. But I also feel that the family members who heard about his reputation, who allowed their children to be under his wing because they were focusing on my child's going to be a star, I think those folks deserve some blame for some of this too. And the people around him who allowed him to do what he did. Mm-hmm. There's no way that he could have did what he did without assistance of those who ran the interference for R. Kelly to do what he did. Matter of fact, there's a sister, what is her name? There's a sister on YouTube. I was on her channel. Do you know I actually happened to talk to a guy that was in the original group with R. Kelly? When he first started, he used to be in that group with R. Kelly, and I asked him some questions because he was on her panel, and he said that he didn't see a lot of stuff that R. Kelly was doing, but he knows that what he was doing was wrong, and that he knew of certain things that weren't just kosher. So when you got somebody that was in a group, that's been around R. Kelly, he said he knew that R. Kelly had that potential to do what he did because he saw how he was when he was around him.
Mm-hmm.
He said he never witnessed him doing stuff, but he knew where his mindset was, how he was thinking and how he looked at women. So I have a problem with any man or woman who says, "Oh, he was railroaded." No, R. Kelly did what he did. They had audio on this man. They had visual evidence on this man. What more do you need, folks? So, no, R. Kelly was a victim. R. Kelly victimized women in underage adolescents. The family members were wrong in their part that they played in letting him have their kids. Because even on the Surviving R. Kelly special, some of the parents said out of their own mouths that they had heard rumors about R. Kelly in this behavior. Okay? Is R. Kelly a broken man? Yes. R. Kelly, if you know his story, he was abused as well.
Yes.
Guess what? People that are abusers tend to abuse others.
Yeah, hurt people.
R. Kelly was abused, so he also abused others. It's a cycle, a vicious cycle. So R. Kelly, he probably should have gotten help and counseling way before he became a star, where it all started to go to his head. I'll stop there.
Well, they should have stopped him when he married Aaliyah. That should have been like sign number 1, red flag.
And now people are trying to say that that's not true, that he didn't marry her, but I think it did. I saw the documents. This is the thing. So some people on YouTube who don't believe this to be true, they already have the documents.
Yes, they do.
Those documents were already put out there to prove what was done.
Ray of Sunshine said, "As nosy as people are, somebody knew." I know that's right.
But see, if somebody's paying you, if you got a bunch of yes men around you and you're paying them a good damn salary, they're gonna look. They look the other way. They look the other way. That's
yes.
You know, it's a damn shame.
Okay. Next question is, you have a channel about politics. What do you want people to learn from your channel?
Well, I dabble in politics, but I talk about all different types of things. What I want people to get from the channel, which is why I call it information, I call myself Information Man. I want people to be enlightened. I want people to think critically. I want people to think with an examining type mind, where you look at every nick and cranny of an issue. I want to give a perspective from a cultural point of view that we don't often see in mainstream news. I want to provide you something that when you walk away from my channel, you say, wow, I didn't know this, or I didn't look at it from that angle. And then I wanted to make you do what? I wanted to cause you to do further research yourself about a particular issue. And don't get it twisted, folks. I will talk about all sort of things on my channel. I'll talk about history. I'll talk about politics. I'll talk about culture. I'll interview people. I'll talk about all different topics. Matter of fact, I have a fantastic person coming to the channel in the coming weeks who's going to talk about health and cleansing your body from a Black perspective. So be on the lookout for that. So I want people to come away knowing from my channel that they're going to learn any and everything. And that I don't want people to look at my channel and say, I know exactly what info is going to talk about today. You know, I might get into some trending issues like the Jussie Smollett situation. I'll be talking about that tomorrow. But even that subject, I'm not going to talk about it the way everybody's talking about it. I'm coming at it from a different angle that nobody is talking about it, that you're going to be very blown away by tomorrow. A whole nother angle that nobody's delving into on that level. Or at least nobody is coming at it from that level. Most people are just saying, hey, Jussie messed up and this is what he deserves. Yes, Jussie did F up, and I'm going to talk about that. But there's another angle that people are failing to look at in the Jussie Smollett case. So I'm going to touch on that. So I like being a channel that even if I'm talking about a trending issue, you really don't know what angle I'm going to come from. Yeah. I'm going to blow you away with something that you're going to say, hey, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
We got a question.
I think what he did impacted so many people in so many different ways because of our history as Black people, and then the gay people that he represents as well.
Yeah. So
it's like you just like double whammy everybody, everything, and your whole career for this right here. For what? Right. For extra money and some extra publicity. Was it worth it?
It wasn't worth it, but I kind of look at it like I don't think what he did does hurt Black people going forward, as well as Black LGBTQ, those of that particular community that happen to be Black. I do think he does he gives a little stain on it all, but I don't think that means that everybody in the Black community, in of the gay Black gay community, that means that everybody's going to do what he did.
Yes.
That I'm going to judge people of both communities by what Jussie did. See, Jussie, let me say this for tomorrow. Jussie is highly narcissistic. Although there were some things that the judge said yesterday that was true, there were some things I did not like about how the judge came at Jussie. And I'm going to stop right there because tomorrow, I'm going to get into that tomorrow. I'm going to analyze some things tomorrow about this and some things about the Chicago Police Department and Cook County and the police down there, some things that's going to blow you away that is bothersome. Another thing too, people are looking at Jussie Smollett. What he did was wrong. But when he got up there and said, I'm not suicidal, most people looked at that and said, oh, Jussie did lost his mind. No. There's a reason why Jussie was saying what he said, and there's a good reason why he should have said it. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow and give you
Is it because of where they're locking him up at? Because he's Black and he may be in a different type of area.
Let me just say this to you.
Wants to go back down and stop playing.
Let me just say this to you. And I should say this for tomorrow's show, but I'll just give you a small tidbit.
It's okay to give us the
jail that he's going into has dangerous things happening in it.
There's
even video footage. I think TMZ even put out video footage about how dangerous that jail is. Cook County does not treat Black males, I don't care what your sexuality is, well. So I'm stopping right there, folks. If y'all want to hear more of where I'm going with this, you got to come to the Information Man channel tomorrow.
Wait a minute. There's no way he can get transferred?
No. He's going to be PC'd, sir. They're going to put him in protective custody to protect him because he's high profile. But there's a reason why Jussie is saying what he's saying, because let me just say this without going too deep into it now. Let's just say this. Would you all agree in the chat room, and you gentlemen agree, that when Black people are put in jail, strange things seem to happen to us?
Yes.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so
I'll go deeper tomorrow.
We have a couple of questions.
We have a question from the audience from Love to Travel. She says, how do you feel about the Ukraine and Russia situation?
Okay. A lot of people, thank you for that question. It's a great question. A lot of people are saying, especially in the Black community, this ain't our war. Well, of course it's not our war. We're not in it. It's not our problem. Let's leave it alone, Black people. I'm going to say to you again, as I've said over the last few weeks, Putin is nobody to play with. That man is no joke if you know his history. 2, the war is starting to intensify over there. They're talking about he might drop chemical weapons. He's already playing the United States bluff right now. And I said some time back, beware of cyber warfare. That could destroy our banking system where you can't get money out of your bank, folks. You won't be able to use your credit cards. We've already neutralized all of their credit cards over there. What makes you think that they might not want to neutralize our credit system? United States infrastructure is very fragile. Hell, just a couple of years ago, we had bridges falling apart over here, like in Minnesota. We got infrastructure in America that falls apart at the drop of a dime. So I'm telling everybody, keep your eyes on this, because I said it in that video, the first video I did. Could this be the gateway to World War III? We might be looking at a potential that the United States might get dragged into a World War III with Russia. Putin has already declared the United States an enemy by the fact that they put sanctions on him. You think he gives a damn about that? If the sanctions were really working, why has Putin not stopped the war? See, Putin doesn't care about his people. Hell, they arrested a 90 or 100-year-old woman in Russia who was protesting. A 100-year-old woman, they arrested her. They're telling people in Russia right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you even use the word war, they'll give you 10 years in prison in Russia. If you think I'm lying, go look this up right now.
Wow.
And they don't even want people in Russia using the word war. It's a war. So what I'm saying is, while we're in America and we're saying to ourselves, well, that's just them folks over there, it ain't got nothing to do with us. The minute it becomes nuclear, and the minute that they start doing cyber warfare, guess what? It's coming right to your doorstep. Because you're going to wake up and you're going to go to the gas station. You're going to be like, why can't I gas my car up? I put the card in there. What's going on? And then you're going to say, shit, I ain't got no cash on me. Now you're going to go run into the teller. Oh, guess what? The teller ain't going to work. The teller machine ain't going to work. Now you're going to be in line like everybody else, waiting in line to get inside the bank to get money. If you can even do. So it's dangerous. Oh, they could put a virus in our phones. They could mess up our YouTube channels. Why wouldn't they not do that? I'm not trying to spook people. I'm just saying, be aware of what's going on, and don't think that because we're in America, we're insulated from being impacted by that war. If this becomes nuclear, we're finished. When Putin's men shot at the nuclear power plant in Ukraine, if that power plant would have been hit in such a way where it would become a meltdown, all of Europe would be effed up right now. It would be unfunctionable. And what make you think that he wouldn't be willing to push a button and shoot a nuclear missile towards our country? That man he ain't got nothing to lose because he don't give a damn. He's playing chess, not checkers. Putin's been looking to do this for a number of years. This shit was planned. He didn't do it randomly. This is something he's been looking to do because he does not like the NATO. The NATO countries that are around his border, he doesn't like it. He sees it as a threat to Russia. See, they don't want to talk to you about that. That's one of the reasons why he's doing what he's doing. I'm not saying it's right, but NATO has a lot to do with this. He doesn't like this NATO forces around him, these NATO countries. And he doesn't want Ukraine to become part of NATO because they're petitioning to become part of NATO. They're not a part of NATO right now. So I'll stop right there.
We have a question from
that's serious.
From the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. Sorry we didn't see it. Do you believe that Black people should consider moving out of North America, considering the conducive foundation that the U.S. has, as well as the system that has been maintained?
My question to that, because people always say, well, let's move. Okay, let's go. 1, where are you going to move to? 2, wherever you move, have you already been there to see if it's a place that you want to live? Because if you go somewhere for a vacation and say, oh, I want to live here, you're there for a good time. You're not living there 365 days of the year and dealing with their economy and their healthcare system and their school system and everything like that and their infrastructure. So people often say, let's move to Africa. Okay, If you move to Africa, keep this in mind. You got to get used to their infrastructure. You got to get used to browning out, where the power goes off sometime in some of those places in the continent of Africa. And this isn't a disrespect to Africa, but they do have those issues over there where the power goes out sometimes. Or the infrastructure is not the infrastructure that you're used to in this country. So you have to go over to these places. There's a brother that I listen to called Go Back to Africa. He talks about this, that you have to understand that there's certain expenses involved when you live in another country.
Yes.
Okay, you gotta learn the language. If you get sick, what's their hospital like? What is their facilities like? So you gotta think about all that when you decide to move. You gotta prepare yourself. And then another thing too, if you move to another country, what type of employment are you going to get, and what is their employment? Does your employment in America translate to living over there? Now, if you're a retired person, you're getting a pension, well, you could probably live off your pension in another country pretty well. But if you're not, you got a lot of things to think about. So that's why I don't run around saying I'm ready to move, because before you can move, there's so many things you have to prepare for that you may not be ready to deal with. Because you got people, black folks that have moved to Africa, that have left Africa because they said they couldn't handle certain things. And then there's people that go over there and they're happy about it. You see? Or people that move to Europe. You gotta be willing to deal with whatever the stuff that goes on in Europe. I mean, you know.
We have a question.
Well, it's not a question. Someone gave their opinion and they said, I don't think Jussie should do time.
Should do jail time.
Jail time. Any thoughts on that or no?
I'm gonna say that for tomorrow's show.
Okay.
Tomorrow's show.
Please be there.
I'm trying to get the exclusive now.
I think Jussie. Nah, I gotta save it for tomorrow.
You have any more
I
questions?
have one more.
You want me to do mine and then yours? Or
What's this one? Okay. Well, let me ask this one and then you can go to that.
Okay.
What are your thoughts and opinions on Monique being blackballed?
Monique was one of the first videos I did when I got on YouTube. I think what happened to her was horrible. But sir, I wouldn't use the word blackball, because it wasn't black people that are keeping Monique off of television and out of her career. It's white society that controls the entertainment industry that has, in my opinion, whiteballed her.
Yes.
Because they always use, if you notice, everything that's black, everything that's associated with something that's dark or black is considered negative. You know, the good cowboys wear white and the bad cowboys wear black. No, she's working in an industry that black people do not control. The people who control the industry look a much lighter shade. I say whiteballed.
Do you think Tyler Perry had anything to do with that?
What I remember, I don't know, because, okay, this is the deal. In Hollywood, I got friends in Southern California that I know from school, from college, that work in the entertainment business. And the way things work in Hollywood is you have to play the game. And even Monique admitted that Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry, sort of admitted to her that she had to play the game. So when she was upset about them asking her to go and promote the movie, but she did not get paid for that, that's what they mean when they say you have to play the game. See, the way things work, gentlemen, is that there's the long game and there's the short game. So they ask you to go promote a movie at some type of movie festival, like in Colorado or in Springs or somewhere like that, nice. And the way you play the game in Hollywood is that you realize, well, they're not paying me to go do this promotion, but if I do this promotion and do the hell out of this promotion and I'm well received, that could possibly open the door for other people to want to work with me. So part of it is that people feel that Monique did not play the Hollywood game. That she was trying to be a little bit too
independent,
or some would say she was being too black. She was being too, she was falling into the stereotype of the angry black woman. Stereotype. And to be honest with you, that's how Hollywood works. You have to think about it like, okay, they're not paying me to do this promotional down here at this festival, but if I do a good job, that could open the door for other directors to want to work with me. I got to be honest, gentlemen, I think that's where Monique kind of dropped the ball in the bigger picture. She was thinking short term. What is short term? I ain't getting paid. They ain't paying me what I think I should get because I won an Oscar.
Yeah.
But what she failed to do is realize that if she plays the game and manipulate that game to her better interests, Monique probably could be making the money now that she wanted in the first place.
Yes.
By just manipulating it. See, this is what I gotta tell you. Black people, we gotta learn how to manipulate the game that we're in America. Doesn't mean you gotta sell out, but you gotta know how to manipulate the deck of cards. And Lee Daniels and I think Tyler Perry understood the game. And when they tried to impart that wisdom onto her, I think she didn't listen to them. And then what she did is she striked out at them and said that they were betraying her. I think she did a miscalculation on herself by doing that. Because you're hurting the very two people in Hollywood that can put your ass in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you come at Tyler Perry when Tyler Perry Tyler Perry can give you job opportunities? So it wasn't Tyler, let me just break this down to you like this, gentlemen. It wasn't Tyler Perry or even Lee Daniels who hurt her career. It was the white folks at Netflix that she was in a battle with who didn't want to pay her what she thought she was worth. And when she went out, and then when she lashed out against Netflix, she turned around and indirectly lashed out at Black Hollywood, or those black folks in Black Hollywood who could probably help her, but she began to lash out at them too. So she actually burned bridges. She burned bridges with the white entertainment establishment that ain't gonna give her no opportunities. And then she turned around and burned bridges with black directors and producers who could give her some opportunity, but she burned her bridges with them.
Yeah. Hold on, before you read the next question, go down. Healthy G Mom
says, but her name was attached to the movie.
She played the game at first until she got the award. Mindset people.
Right. I see. This is what this is where I feel for her. She's right. She should have gotten a better payday for winning the Oscar, because usually when people win the Oscar, they tend to get better paydays. They tend to get better. They tend to get opportunities to do other movies and projects. But this is where Monique miscalculated. This is what a lot of our people tend to do. We think that, oh, I did it. I have made it to the mountaintop. I got the Oscar in hand, and they gave me this Oscar because they love me as the actress. And we begin to have false sense of how we are viewed by the larger entertainment community. She failed. No, I'm not going to say that Monique didn't fail to recognize that she's black, but she failed to recognize that she was still a black woman. In Hollywood, where they don't give black women many roles, if at all. And I guarantee you, if you look at how white actors, when they win the Oscar, how much money they make, is probably more than what the black actors get. So it wasn't just Monique just by herself. I'm pretty sure there were other black actors that won the Oscar. I mean, look at Halle Berry. If you Halle Berry, when she won her Oscar, let's look at the movies that she did. Were they all the best movies? No.
No.
Did she maintain being the highest paid woman in Hollywood? Hell no.
No.
I don't even think Denzel Washington is the highest paid black actor in Hollywood, and he's one of the best.
Right.
But you got some white dudes who probably can't even act anywhere in his shoes. Can't even wear his damn pants, shoes. They can't even act nowhere near Denzel Washington, and they're making more money than Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is where she miscalculated. I think she believed in the system and thought, okay, I've done everything the system has told me to do. I played the game like the sister was just saying. I got the Oscar. I have made it to the mountaintop. Now I'm going to be treated as an equal, and now they're going to recognize me and shower me with a lot of money. This is a syndrome that a lot of black people suffer from in this society. We think that because we got the 4-car garage and we got a big house and we live in a nice neighborhood, I've made it. And then when you deal with racism, you say, what the hell's going on? I've done everything that they told me to do. I went to school and got education. I ain't gone to jail. I got a degree. I got a good job and a good car and I live in a good neighborhood. I should be treated as an equal. That's not how American society has ever treated black folks. Look at Sammy Davis Jr. When he was in the Rat Pack, he couldn't even walk in a hotel room through the front door. They were making him go through the back door. It wasn't until, this is why I like Frank Sinatra. It was Frank Sinatra that told them, if he can't come through the front door with the rest of us, we ain't performing.
Amen.
So there were black people before Monique that got a worser deal than she got. Not to negate that what happened to her was serious, but let's keep it real. We got black folks who acted in the past who got a raw deal. Look at Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt had to leave this country and go to Europe because she was in exile in America. They called her a communist. She was an outspoken woman. She spoke out against about how Hollywood was and what they do. She had to leave the country. Monique can still live in America. Nobody's making her leave. Eartha Kitt had to leave.
We got a question from Uniquely Lavish. How do you feel about using third parties such as VidIQ and Tubebuddy for SEO purpose?
Excellent. I use Tubebuddy and VidIQ is good. I'm thinking about trying out VidIQ. I can try the free version of it. Excellent. It's the great way to create searchable content or to create a keyword search for your content. Everybody, if you don't have it, definitely get it because it will level up your ability to really push your YouTube channel forward. I think it's excellent. The pro version for Tubebuddy is about $9 if you can swing that. They got a free version, you can use that, but the pro version I think is excellent because it goes a little bit deeper. And of course, VidIQ is probably $10 or $11 more than Tubebuddy's pro version, but VidIQ does a really great job too. So each level of Tubebuddy is beneficial. Tubebuddy even has a system where it'll look at your thumbnails and give you a breakdown whether your thumbnail is a very clickable thumbnail. But of course, like anything in life, you got to pay for whatever the extra tier is to get that extra feature. But the pro one I use is excellent. It does the trick for keyword search. And the free version will help you as well, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, somebody wrote something.
Healthy G Mom says black people always work 10 times harder than the others. Yes. Considering proving themselves.
Right. Facts.
All right. Next and last question.
Well, I have.
Okay. Question. Outside of YouTube, you work for the prison system. How is that experience, and what do you do?
Okay. Well, my background is really in working with children. So I'm a recreational therapist, and I took other courses, and so I'm a rehab therapist. My background is working with children. primarily children who have physical and mental disabilities. So a lot of my years working was spent working in that capacity with young people. Right now, what I do is I work at a medical prison and I deal with guys who are in an acute psychiatric type setting. We have all these various different units where I work at, and I work on a particular unit. And what we do is we try to assess, evaluate, medicate, counsel, encourage, and try to develop coping skills for the men that I deal with. It just so happens that these are men who are incarcerated, who have committed serious crimes, heinous crimes. I have dealt with everything you can imagine: serial killers, murderers, and people who have done things to young ones, horrible crimes, robbery, bank robbery, psychopaths, sociopaths, the whole 9 yard. I've even worked with guys that have been on death row at San Quentin prison in California. So I've been around all these different type of elements, and as well as gang members. Any kind of gang you can think of, I've been around it. Whether it's Aryan Brotherhood, Bloods, Crips, doesn't matter, Mexican Mafia, Norteños, Serranos. I have been around these type of individuals, and I have been in capacity where I'm counseling them. I'm doing classes with them on how to deal with some of the issues that they're dealing with, because some of these guys want to get out of prison. They want to change their life. And there's some of them that are never getting out of prison. And then there are guys who become very suicidal, where they want to harm themselves. Any given week, I could be going to work and I could be talking a grown man out of taking his life. I could be doing an intervention at any time, because this guy is like, I'm about to cut myself. I'm about to hang myself. I'm about to do this and that. So this is why Jussie Smollett being in jail, even though he said he doesn't have any mental health problems, being in a prison jail can give you mental problems and stress. So Jussie Smollett will have some level of mental health issues being in there for 150 days. And I would imagine from a professional point of view, they've already have people doing psychological evaluations on him, talking to him, watching him, because he's high profile. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what I do in my professional capacity, working in that system. I'm not a correctional officer. I'm someone who's trying to help and counsel these guys, because some of these guys are coming back home to the streets. And so I'm working in that capacity. I see a lot of things that most people don't see and should not have to see. And I deal with this by decompressing myself and listening to music and going out and doing recreational activities and relaxing. And I got to be honest, being on YouTube is a great way to decompress. Why? Because I'm able to get a lot of stuff off my chest that I'm seeing, and that stuff that bothers me too. So in a way, YouTube is very therapeutic. It can be for some people.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Right. But I do caution people, give yourself a break from YouTube sometimes, because as good as YouTube can be for you, it can also be mentally harming to you as well. When you start to burn out. So every now and then, when I don't go live on a Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, remember that I said this. Sometimes you got to take a break.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Take a day off. Take a day off.
Evolving with Etta says there's talks about that TikTok.
They talk about that on TikTok. Blacks are not paid like white TikTokers are. I've heard about that too.
Yeah. Once again, I wish that the world wasn't like this, ladies and gentlemen. And I know people don't like hearing the racial stuff, but the truth of the matter is there is a bias on how black people are viewed and treated in this society, even between other groups of people. And even if you've gone to school and you've got an education, you will still, because even in my own personal life, when people hear about what kind of work I do, people of other races or white people, for example, they take a double take.
Yes.
Because they assume that we're engaging in professions where we don't have to use our mind. Like, think about it. And this is no shade to people who work in as janitors or that. But if you were to tell a person, as a black person in these kind of corporate environments, Oh, what do you do for a living if you're at a party? Oh, I work as a custodian, or I'm a janitor, or whatever, for example. Or I'm a rapper. Okay, because that's another thing that people think they were all rappers. They wouldn't be They wouldn't be surprised if you said that. But if you said something different, now they take a double take. Oh, they take a double back. Oh, that's very interesting. How did you get in? They'll use this key word. How did you get involved in that? Meaning, I can't believe this Negro. You gotta read the code word. This Negro is doing a profession that we don't often see them involved in. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then they want to talk to you because they're curious about your education. Well, where did you go to school? See, I'm telling you, fellas, as black men and women, we're always having to validate ourselves. And we even have to validate ourselves to our own damn people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where'd you go to school? Oh, let us see your degree. Do you ask everybody else? Can you see their degree? But when it comes to us, now, even our own people, we want to see the degree. We want to see this. We want to see that. We don't even believe in ourselves sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame. Some of us, not all of us.
All right, next question.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Last question is, are you concerned with the backlash with the topics that you do?
I'll be honest with you, I never concern myself with it because I've never had anybody, I have not felt any heavy backlash. Every now and then there's somebody that will come into the comment section and they'll say something that doesn't make any sense, and I just get rid of their comment. They'll say something, but I haven't had any heavy backlash on me. Like I don't feel like my channel, someone's out to get my channel, because this is what's funny. This is how I know I'm effective. People can have criticism, but they never say I'm lying. They just don't like what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So people will leave a comment because they don't like what you're saying. So if I did the story about Joe Rogan, mm-hmm. somebody who's a Joe Rogan fan may say, "Oh, Joe Rogan's not a racist," or no, what you said was wrong about Joe Rogan. Yeah, but you didn't say that you didn't say that the videos that were played were fake. So you may not agree with me characterizing Joe Rogan that way, but the fact of the matter is that the videos and the data that's out there has been proven to be true. Mm-hmm. So you can't say I'm lying. You just don't like that I'm talking about your favorite podcaster. And as long as I'm not lying and making up stuff like I said about the Tasha K situation when I first came on, as long as you're not lying and making up stuff that isn't been proven to be true or documented, then then people, even if they try to report your channel, I talked to YouTube about this. If you're not saying anything hateful and anything that's not the truth, that's mm-hmm. already been out there in the mass media, mm-hmm. they can't take your channel down because you're not making up anything.
Yeah.
Now, if I get on my channel and make up stuff and lie and do habitual, like I said, I've only had one video taken down off my channel. And that was when I was talking about the monster out there.
Yeah.
And YouTube said, "Oh, it was misinformation." You know why I got it taken down? Guess why? This is what you got to watch out for too. So I had a call-in channel one night. Somebody called into my channel, and sometimes, folks, when you call into channels and you're on the platform, you gotta watch what you say on the panels. I had a guy call in and say, "Info, we shouldn't be taking that monster because over in Australia, the monster is giving people the HIV virus, the monster." Mm-hmm. And YouTube algorithms must have saw that as misinformation, and that's why the video got taken down. Mm-hmm. And I looked and I analyzed, I said, "Oh, that's why I got taken down. Because that guy came on there and said something that was misinformation." And when he said that, I told him that night, I said, "You got to watch what you're saying, man." I said, "You can't say stuff like that if you don't have documented proof." So that's why when you get on panels and we talk about very sensitive topics, you can't start saying stuff. You can't start talking like Alex Jones and start saying conspiracy stuff that's not backed up by empirical evidence, meaning facts. Because then YouTube will get you.
Yes. All right.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
that.
so much for that. All right, guys. At this time, we are going to showcase Information Man Show's channels, guys. All right. All of his links are in the description.
I appreciate that.
All right. So hold on one second. No. Wait. Okay. Yes.
And everybody, please, I implore you, please get over to Info Media and subscribe to that channel. I'm dropping videos this week. I'll probably drop the first video on Monday. And that's the channel where I'll answer all your questions that you were asking today about as it relates to YouTubing. It's not going to be a political channel. It's not going to be a channel that's polarizing. It's simply going to be about content creation, live streaming. I'll give you tips on the best equipment to use, mix boards to use, ways to make your videos look better. And I'll give you tips on things that you can tweak inside your YouTube studio and your settings, everything. And I'm going to tell it to you just like it is. And I will give you reference to websites if you're looking for the music where you can play. A lot of the music that I play is copyrighted. So if people are wondering, man, what is Info doing? He's playing all this real cool music. This guy's going to get his channel shut down. No, I'm not. I have a music license with Epidemic Sounds. So I have a license with them, and I can play all that type of music to my joy of my ears and maybe your ears without any concern about YouTube shutting it down. And there's some websites that I'm familiar with that I'm going to employ to all of you where you can get free copyrighted music without anything happening to your channel. So I'm going to be talking about all those stuff, all of it. I'll let you know the best webcams you can buy for the money, the best cameras, every step of the way, the best mics from the cheapest mics to the more expensive mics, everything. In a very down-to-earth way, I will present this information to you. So.
Okay. We're going to go to Info Media and then do the other channels. All right. All right, guys. This is Info Media, Information Man Show's new channel. It says weekly videos on YouTube, tips on live streaming. Okay. So guys, go on over and subscribe to this channel so that you can get some YouTube knowledge and what you need to know about becoming a better content creator.
Okay. Do they want the knowledge or not?
So we are already subscribed. So videos are coming very soon. So go on over. This is just a short video about what is coming very soon.
Well, that was actually a YouTube short. I was playing around with that. I'm looking kind of goofy on there. But this Monday, I was thinking about dropping the first video today, but I'm not doing it. On Monday, I will be dropping the first video, which will be a promotional video of the channel. But I'm dropping some gems in that video. It's a 10-minute video. And what you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is all the videos that I drop will be uploads. They will be 10 to 12 minutes. Let me let you in on a secret. When you create a YouTube channel, and Roberto Blake talks about this, and you want to get watch time and you got a new channel, the sweet spot for YouTube is making 8 to 12 minute upload videos. Because you got to think about the attention span of the audience. People like watching stuff quickly and to the point, and they're out of there. Okay? So the sweet spot on my videos will be between 10 and 12 minute videos. Now, what I'm going to do, because Roberto Blake talks about this, I'm going to give you some tips on how to get to monetize your channel for the 4,000 hours. There's a formula that will work for you. So right now, I'm not going to go live on my channel, until I get about 300 subscribers. Because according to my man, Roberto Blake, what you want to do is you want to upload videos, good quality videos if possible, get some watch time on that. And if you start getting more subscribers, then you go live. And if you drop a video every 1 to 2 times a week and go live for an hour, for either each day or 2 times a week, you're going to get these impressions that's going to move you towards watch hours. Another thing I'm going to talk about, I'm sorry, I'm going to bust some bubbles here. I am going to talk about silent streams, something that people are not going to want to hear. Roberto Blake said it out of his mouth, and I've been saying this for a long time. When you do silent streams, you are hurting your YouTube channel with your watch hours. Guess what? If you do anything over 12 hours, YouTube will not count it towards your watch hours. This just came out this year, 2022, from YouTube themselves. Anything. So you want to get 1,000 subscribers, you want 400 hours. If you do a live stream that goes over 12 hours, you're not getting any watch time. YouTube will see the video as an archive. As an archive in your channel. Oh, you will not get any watch time from doing YouTube shorts. So if you're doing YouTube shorts, you get no watch time from that.
Amen.
If you're doing videos and you privatize your videos, you get no watch time from privatized videos. If you do unlisted videos, did you unlist them? You get no watch time from that, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're doing these silent streams that you got running all night while you sleeping, and you saying, man, I'm getting that watch time, your stream just went over 12 hours. So that means that 24-hour thing you did for nothing. That's why people who do all them silent streams like that, they keep wondering, why is it taking me forever to get my channel 4,000 hours? You're hurting yourself. Stop doing that. I'll be talking about that on the channel. Some folks are probably going to be very upset with me when they hear the things that some people are going to hear me, and they're going to hear me well, and they're going to say, he's right. Some people are going to be very upset with me.
LCG Mom says, what about members only?
That's when you turn on the join a person's channel. And what you do is you go into I'll show you how to do that too. You go into the YouTube channel studio, you turn on members only, which means the people that are members of your channel are the only ones that can go in your chat room. Other people can watch from afar, but they can't go into your chat room. Or you can privatize it where it's only them. But that's the one thing that I have not done on my channel. On the first channel is I have not turned on join the channel, and I'm going to do that very soon, because that's a great way to monetize the channel further with passive income. And if people, the thing about, for me personally, which is why I've held back from it, if I'm going to do a join my channel, I've got to give people their money's worth, which means I gotta do more content. And I have to look at my lifestyle and say, can I, with all that I got going on, can I give you that extra content? So that's the reason why I have not done that to my channel yet, because I got to make sure that I have the time. I don't want people giving me money and I'm not giving them their money's worth. So when I do activate my join my channel, believe me, I'm going to give you your money's worth.
Money's worth. Tell the truth.
Well, let me just say this. What's bothering me, gentlemen, is that I think this other channel is a way for me to say what I've been wanting to say to people, that when I look at their channel, I kind of see what they're doing wrong. And I want to be polite about it. So I think this is an indirect way of being able to blast out to people, don't do this, try this. And just so you know, let me tell you what I've been doing, folks. So y'all don't say, well, he's just making up stuff. No. I have had the time to sit back and listen to people like Roberto Blake and Nimmons and all these other people. And I'm taking in the things that they're saying. And I'm also adding my own experiences to being a content creator. I'm taking this stuff all in. I'm sucking all this information in. And I'm also looking at, I'm bringing in my philosophy, and I'm making it my own to employ to you how you should operate on the YouTube streets. And I'm going to tell it to you, not like a textbook, but I'm going to tell it to you just like it is.
Yes.
I'm gonna be blunt, honest with you.
The
100%
Matawa
blunt,
family. The Matawa family has a question.
Yes.
Do you get watch time for shorts with over 1,000 views? No, you don't.
No. The reason why I know this is a fact is because YouTube has come out with some new stuff for 2022. And I was listening to, I'm referencing Roberto Blake because Roberto Blake is one of these godfathers of content creation on YouTube. He has a huge channel. He's been doing YouTube for a number of years. He has a business. He gets passive income. And he's one of the go-to guys on YouTube when it comes to this kind of information. So I'm referencing him because I'm letting you know, because this is a man who's got the gold YouTube plates and all the things all the stuff that we wish to have.
Yes.
I'm telling you that my information is coming from very good source. He said, because he came out with a video just recently, that YouTube Shorts can be monetized now. You can make money off of getting that 1,000 and that million views, but it does not count towards your watch time. And if you have any other videos on your channel that you have either privatized or unlisted, you get no watch time from it at all.
We have a question from Angelina Nostrum. Do you get nervous when doing live streams or watching your own videos back?
Well, watching my own videos back always give me a chance to evaluate myself. One of the things that always scares me, and I've done this before, and I've always cringed and say, damn it, is when I look at my videos and I realize, oh shit, I said the wrong name. I meant to say this person's name, or I called the guy by the wrong. It happens to all of us where you're getting emotional, you're getting into your video, and you might have pronounced something wrong because you're fired up, or you might have said you meant to say this person's name, but you said that name. When I see that, I always say, oh shit, I wish I could go back into the video and change something, right? I'll add a little name drop in there. Nervousness, I don't get nervous anymore. When I first, this is my advice to people, and I'm gonna do a video about this too. When I first got on YouTube, what a lot of people do, which I think is kind of a mistake, is I started becoming what I call a panel channel, where you go live, you got a bunch of people on a panel with you, and you're having a panel discussion. And it's just a bunch of people talking. And that actually hurt me because when it came time to me to talk in front of the camera with just me, I noticed that I was like, man, I haven't honed these skills, because usually I'm doing a video where I got people on the panel and I'm kind of feeding off of what they say. So the minute I stopped doing that and I start focusing on just creating videos, pre-produced videos, and talking in front of the camera, I got more comfortable with it. I would say to you, try to, when you look at the other YouTubers who are big YouTubers, try to emulate what they're doing. Make more original content where you're producing and editing and you're doing videos where it's you talking to the camera and people getting used to you. Now you hone your skills to talk to the camera and to convey a message to people and tell stories. And then when you have those panels on your channel, if you have a panel discussion, that's great. But if you're just having panels all the time, you haven't honed your talking head video content properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn how to edit. If you want to if you want to make videos on your cell phone and edit them, use KineMaster. I'm going to do a video about that, and I'm going to stop right there because I think I'm giving.
You want to type that in the channel?
My other channel.
The chat for the people.
You want to type that in the chat?
KineMaster.
Tell the truth.
Let me see this here. I got it right on my phone here. It's called, let me put that in the chat right now. This is on your phone. Nah, you know what? I'm going to make y'all watch the video. I'm gonna have to. No. I'm not gonna do that. No. I'll put it in the chat room because I'm gonna give y'all details about how to use it in the video anyway. But everybody needs to have this. I'm not gonna do that. I want people to have information. KineMaster. Here it is. KeyMaster. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a editing software. I think it's the best. ProDirect is on your phone too. You can download ProDirector. That's good too, but I like KineMaster better. Download that to your phone, and when you do videos off your phone, you can run your videos into the Keymaster editor on your phone, and you can put special effects on it and words across the screen, whatever you want to do. It's fantastic. So if you wonder how people make videos, they either do desktop editing software or they're using their cell phones. You can do so much with your cell phone.
Yeah, you can. It's amazing.
Right. I'm going to do a video because there are videos that show you how to use your cell phone as a webcam. And you can, it's really simple. It's fun. So I have a lot of information and things to give to the people. And I'm very excited about it.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to go to Triple Deuce. Thank you for being here. All right, we're gonna look at the other channels. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Info Media as well. All right. Okay. So, and also if you have any questions, make sure
we have the question.
Oh, we do?
What do you think about?
Let's
show. Do you want to show the channel first, or
who has
the questions are here?
When
you guys have a question, please put an X so we know it's a question.
All right. What do you think about the InShot for cell phone editing?
InShot is really good, but I really like what's going on. Miss V is over here. A lot of folks are coming over. And make sure, hey, all y'all folks that came over here, make sure y'all subscribe to the brothers here, please. InShoot is good, but I like KineMaster better because it makes your videos look like, when you use KineMaster, people are going to think that you use a desktop software like Adobe Pro or something. It makes your videos look like it was done in a big ass studio, like professionally. When you did it right off your fingertips on your phone. It's fantastic. But Shoot is good. But let me tell y'all about another software. Once again, I should save it for the show, but I'm gonna tell y'all. This one is great because you could be out and about, fellas, you can use your phone. And let's say you gotta take a break and you say to your audience, hey, I'll be right back in a moment, and you can put a thumbnail visual right over the phone like you're using a desktop computer, and that's Prism Live. If y'all have not discovered Prism Live, you got to use Prism Live, and you can download it to your Droid phone and your iPhone. And Prism Live, you know what it has in it? It has features in it just like Snapchat. You can put a head on your head, put some glasses on your face. You know, it has special effects that you can add while you're broadcasting live. Prism Live is excellent because you could be live on your phone and put little thumbnails up there, and you can see the little chat and everything. It's really fantastic. Check out Prism Live.
Okay.
Triple Deuce said I use CapCut
or CapCut until I accidentally bought the yearly subscription to InShot. I use both. Okay.
All right, for the yearly subscription.
Yeah, all definitely use whatever you can. But for me, for my purpose and for my opinion, because it's been ranked pretty high, I like Pro Director on your phone. Of course, you can get Pro Director on your desktop as a desktop editor. I like Pro Director and I like KineMaster. Those are the two that I swear by. KineMaster is my favorite because of all the features that's in it. Actually, you can even broadcast, right? You can even, it's fantastic. It's just, it's fantastic what you can do with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, welcome in, Keith. How are you? All right, so at this time, we're going to show the other two channels.
There's only one left.
I didn't show the Information Man and Information Podcast.
You did show the first channel.
I did? Okay.
Miss Mary, keep up.
All right. So this is his second channel, guys. Information Man Show Speaks Podcast. So this is where Information Man Show also gives you the real information, but also on a podcast level. So you can also connect to him on his Apple Podcast, his Spotify podcast, and also his Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right. As you guys can see, his channel is set up well. The thumbnails are bold letters and pictures as well, so you can clearly see everything. So make sure you go over here and also subscribe. It is a monetized channel as well.
Just so everybody knows too, I have not uploaded or done any lives over there in just a little while because I've been spending so much time trying to get ready for the other channel. But the way I'm going to balance it out, I'll be going live every Sunday on the first channel, the Information Man Show. I will I'll either go live or drop an uploaded pre-produced video on the podcast channel once a week. And then I'll be dropping 1 to 2 videos a week on the new channel. I'll be probably dropping more frequent content over there because when you have a new channel, you want to get yourself into the algorithms of YouTube so that YouTube understands what your channel is about and how they can serve it up to people. So be patient with me with the podcast channel, content coming there soon. Just I'm trying to figure out how to manage everything without burning myself out at the same time. Because I know the other channel, my podcast channel was really growing, but every time I take a step back from that channel, like anything, if you take a step back from your channel, you will lose momentum, and then you have to rebuild that momentum again.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely.
We try to explain that to people.
Triple Do says, Pro Director I use and KineMaster before, they are all pretty good. It is your preference, really.
Right, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever works for you. He's right.
Yes. All right. Lucky Travel says, I like Prism.
You got Back to the Basics in there. What's going on? Back to the Basics and Love to Travel.
Welcome in. Hey, John Gangy. Welcome in Back to Basics. Thank you, Key Weston, for being here. Enjoyed. All right. Okay. All right.
So wait, you showed all 3, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you, John Gangy, for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Fantastic.
so much, John. Weston says, House of X, I'm doing all right, brothers, dealing with this crazy weather out here in PA. Yeah, it's snowing here in New York, too. Glad to see you have a session with the awesome Information Man show. Yes, he's amazing.
Yes, so I completed it if
That's a good brother there.
Ain't been on it.
Yes.
Appreciate him coming over.
Yes. Well, guys, is there any more questions for the famous Mr. Tell the Truth himself, Information Man Show? Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Information Man Show, for coming on the show, making yourself available to come to the XCLUSIVE show. We really appreciate you for giving us the knowledge that we need, the information that we need. Guys, if you're not connected to him, make sure that you go over and you connect to him, and especially connect to the info media. All right, guys? So
appreciate that.
And thank you for addressing stuff that people may be scared to address on your show.
Yes.
There's a lot of us that appreciate that very much.
I think people appreciate that, and I think that's why I've had success in that level. But it's still a grind, and we just got to keep doing what we got to do. Oh, I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, this too. I want to make sure that I'm not crazy. Have you noticed that sometimes YouTube will shade your subscriber number? Then next thing you know, it pops up. It pops. It's always fluctuating.
Yeah.
I think they have to go through the subscribers, like when you get new subscribers, to see if those are bots or not.
Yeah,
it filters. It drops down and then comes back up.
They filter down.
Oh, they get rid of the bots. That's right. Yeah. That's right. But another thing that bothers me is sometimes when you are subscribed to a person's channel and you go to their channel and now all of a sudden the subscribe button is unsubscribed. I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you right now, gentlemen, there's something awfully wrong with YouTube's notification system.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I can't tell you how many people that have contacted me and say, hey, I'm not getting your notifications. I bet you a large number of people who follow your channel are not always getting your notifications.
Yeah.
Which is why it pays to come on at a time that people know you come on, to maximize that in people's mind that this is the day that the house of X Entertainment is on. I know they come on at this time, so they remember it, right? That's a good strategy. But I think another good strategy is utilizing your social media to make video announcements, since people really respond to the video announcements even more than they do the thumbnail announcements.
Yeah.
People love the video announcements for some reason. It's really interesting. So,
because it's a video and it you can physically see them and hear them, and you can guide them to where they need to be at a certain time.
If you all are not doing this, I would tell you to, before you go live, put a video announcement into your Instagram, and then put that same video announcement into your story of your channel, the story section of it. And maybe even the just for that time being, even your Twitch or whatever. And if you have Facebook, put a announcement into your Facebook story section, which is connected to the Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And because you might be able to bring some people over from Facebook. So, this is, let me just say this before I drop off here. If you are a new channel, because I'm making this decision for myself too, and you don't have a lot of subscribers, don't split your audience up by broadcasting into Facebook and other stuff. This is just my thought about it. Matter of fact, because I heard another professional talk about this, because when you have a bigger channel, you can afford to split your audience a little bit, because I know for a fact that I have people that watch me on Facebook who may watch on Twitch, or maybe like to watch me on some other kind of platforms. I can afford to do that now because I've kind of built somewhat of an audience up. But if you're new, don't do it. Wait till you build a little bit of an audience up to start porting your content over to other places. Because I know that StreamYards allows you to port your stuff over to other places. But if you don't have a big audience on YouTube yet, or a bigger audience, why would you want to split your audience up? You want people coming over to YouTube. So what I would do is I would drop my YouTube link into my Facebook show page first. So put your thumbnail in that Facebook page with your link, so that when people go to it, they click into the link and they come over to YouTube and give you the time that you need over there. Then once you build your audience up, now start promoting heavily the videos into the video itself directly into those other platforms. That would be my advice in the beginning. Because you want everybody, when you have a new channel, you want everybody coming directly to the channel, not all these other social media sites. You want to use the social media sites to promote your video, to bring them to your YouTube site. That's the goal.
I agree.
Yes, me too.
If you have a large audience, it's easier to do that. But if you have a small audience, you should be on one platform.
Stay on the one platform, build that up. And the more popular you get, the more well-known you get, then you can venture out with the actual. Because what I normally do on my channel is that I'll broadcast into Facebook. So Facebook, it's just a live broadcast that goes right into it. And the reason why I do that, because there's people that I know that follow me on Facebook. They don't like YouTube. They just like Facebook. So they're getting my content on Facebook. So there is power in developing an audience on different platforms. There is power in that, but not until you've built an audience on Facebook, on YouTube first.
Most definitely.
So thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you.
So did we. Thank you for coming through.
This was great.
Like I was saying, a show can't be completed if you're not on it. We had to get you on the show.
Well,
I'm only on. Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
I was just reading something.
Hey, Nikki Antoinette, how are you?
Hey.
Oh, I'm only on YouTube. I'm only on YouTube, and I'm only on social networks. I'm active most of the days. Okay, thank you, Key West, for coming. Nikki Antoinette, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the donations. For everybody that donated, thank you so much.
Let me just say this too, or advice for everybody. I was saying earlier that I know that people can't watch your video from start to finish because people have lives and they may not be able to watch it from start to finish, right? What I would employ to everybody in the chat room and everybody listening, how you can help everybody on YouTube is just, even if you can't watch their whole video, every now and then go to their channel and click their video and give them some view time and give them a like. Just do that. Do it. I know you can't get to everybody's channel, but just create a system where you at least try to give them some, even if I'm going live, they're going live. Anybody's going live. Just come into the chat room for a little while, hit a like, because what you're doing is you're giving us watch time. So even if you're about to go somewhere for the day, just come on in for a while and then do what you got to do, right? Because you might be watching us on your cell phone as you're. So just do that, folks. Just do that. Just do that. It's really helpful for people. We need to support each other. And another thing I cannot say, when you were asking the question about how do you promote your channel, well, you need your audience to click their damn phone and send your video through their social media.
Yeah, you got to share it.
So, for example, we got 24 people watching. There was about 33 or something like that before. Every single 24 person or person in the chat room should have taken their cell phone out and sent this video to Twitter, Facebook, or whatever they're using where people can watch video content so that people discover your channel organically and say, wow, I like what they're doing. I'm going to subscribe. Boom. And you get a view and you get watch time. There is no reason. 24 people or 22 people should have sent this video throughout their community tab if they have a channel, and they're everywhere on social media. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You need your audience to be promoting your channel as well.
Amen. Y'all hear that? Y'all better get out there and promote now. Tell the truth.
And anybody in the chat room that has done that for me, I thank you. When we went live, and I'll be continuing to do this, I have sent your video out to other video platforms that I use. I'm going to tell you guys something. I suspect that you'll get a lot of views on this video. Don't be surprised.
I was asking you about advantages on your channel and your IG inbox.
Oh, okay. What is she? Okay, let me see. Info man, I was asking you about advertising on your channel and your IG inbox, but I think you misunderstood. Oh, you want to advertise on my channel is what you're saying? Send me, this is what I'll do for you. I might have misunderstood like you said. Send me another message in the IG and I'll read that and we'll talk. And email me. My email is coldwave06@gmail.com. If you don't remember that, go into the about section of my channel or go into my description and you'll see the number. You'll see the email to get in contact with me. If you want to do that, I'm more than open to that. We'll talk.
We got to support
Black
independent media. We need these conversations in our community.
And the reason why people need to send your videos out is because here's a little secret. YouTube be suppressing people's channels. If they don't like what you got to talk about, they'll suppress it. They'll make it look like you got less people watching you than you really do. For example, gentlemen, we had about 33 people that were watching. You got 21, 22 is fluctuating. Ask yourself, why is it that you've got 33 or 21 people watching right now, but when you end this video and you end it, it may say that there was about 100 or whatever people watching. Now ask yourself, if you end your video and why is it that that number of people doesn't reflect in your watch box? But it reflects as minute you hit the end of your video, you say, damn, there was more people watching this that was showing in my watch box.
Yeah.
Can anybody explain that? I've been asking for explanations about that for a long time. I have not been able to. It baffles me. If you got that many people that just watched your video, even if they just came by the video and left, it should be showing in the box.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think the highest number tonight was like 42 or something like that.
Yeah, 42.
It was like 40 something people in here.
But I bet you after this video is over, you'll see a higher number.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ask yourself or wonder or ponder, why didn't that reflect in the watch box?
Yeah.
See, YouTube's got a lot of quirks and problems. It's got some quirks in it that doesn't make sense to me.
All facts, information.
Because you have more people watching you than you think you do when you go live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have people that watch you, but they're not. You do realize this, everybody. There are actually more people that do watch you, but they just not subscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a YouTube account where they can go into your chat room. Because they don't want a YouTube account. They just know that you come on at a certain time and they're going to watch. So keep that in mind. And you look into your analytics, it will show you in your analytics for audience how many people are returning to watch your videos and how many new people are watching your videos and how many people subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let me stop there. I've talked enough tonight. This has been great tonight.
This is awesome.
This was amazing. I enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much.
Yes, I see a reboot in the future.
Okay, definitely.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Gotta have
but I want everybody in the chat room to send this to all of your social media. I'm going to be sending this video to a couple of sites that I use. And I'm telling you right now, gentlemen, this video will get good views.
Thank you so much.
Yes, let's make this the highest view.
Yes. All right, guys. This is the conclusion of this month for our interviews and this show. We thank you so much, Mr. Information Man Show, guys. Make sure you go on over. Check out his channel, guys. We're the House of X Entertainment.
And we stay entertaining.
I'm Wanston.
And I'm Leo.
And our guest is...
Information Man. Thank
All
you,
right,
everybody.
guys.
I've had a great time tonight. Everybody, please watch this video again. We were dropping a lot of gems tonight. And tomorrow I'll be going live. I'll be talking about the Jussie Smollett situation. And as I said before, content on the other channel, the Info Media, will be dropping on Monday during the morning. And I just think that you're going to really get a lot out of the content on that channel. And it won't be polarizing. It'll be exactly what people are looking for, that they need. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Yeah. All right, guys. And thank you. Take care, you guys. And make sure you leave some comments. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Hey, turn me up a little. Yeah.
Hey, let me get a little more of that
They know who
money,
we
man.
at, man.
How thick, what it
Yeah.
is, man. You know what I'm saying?
We stay
Time,
entertained.
probably here, baby.
Yeah. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Now turn me up, baby. Now turn me up. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay